need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go.
Mike in the Night.
Staring at the bottom of your glass, hoping one day you'll make a dream last. The dreams come slow and they go so fast. Well, you see her when you close your eyes. Maybe one day you'll understand why. 'Cause everything you touch, it surely dies. Oh, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Staring at the ceiling in your dark, same old empty feeling in your heart. 'Cause love comes slow and it goes so fast. Well, you see her when you fall asleep, but never to touch and never to keep. 'Cause you love too much and you dive too deep. Need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Let her go. Yeah, you let her go. Will you let her
go? Today is Monday, January the 19th. 2026. We are in week 4 of 2026, and we're on episode 633 of Mike in the Night. We are on season 34, episode 4, and I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you be watching this transmission. Whether you're watching us from your condo in the sky, or your camper, or your cabin in the woods, people of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. It is 3 a.m. somewhere. And something is moving you, because you're tuned into Mike in the Night. Thanks for being here, being part of the channel, liking and subscribing. And hopefully we can make some sort of a difference somewhere, somehow. And it's been a long, long journey together here. And it's been a great, long journey together here with you fine folks. And get these shades off here. And it looks like my camera's going for a little dip here. There we go. And yeah, the counter shakes a little bit too much, or the table shakes a bit much, and the camera sometimes goes out of focus. So my little homebrew system studio we got here going on, right? All right, guys, comments are starting to flow. And lots of people, lots of questions, lots of what's going on, why it's going on. And let's get into a quick channel plug. And Instagram, Real Mike Martins, guys. If you want to get me on Instagram, Real Mike Martins, how it's spelled. And just so you guys get the email so you don't miss the show, it's mikemartins1980@gmail.com. Go ahead and email me there if you want to be part of our mail-in list, just so when I go live, we go live once a week. Sometimes I go twice. Sometimes if there's an emergency transmission, we will email you when we go live, right? And let's get into a quick channel plug here for you folks. And if you guys want to buy your boy a coffee, guys, if you want to buy me a coffee, go ahead and do that. We are not getting paid to be here. We don't get a dime. We don't get a dime to be here. And YouTube, guys, you could join the 99 Cent Club on YouTube if you want to join. You could go ahead and do that. Someone asked me about what I think about the Chinese EVs. The video's already up. Right there. Canada lifts tariffs on Chinese EVs. Unfortunately, if you're only watching me on YouTube, you'll never get any. You'll never get anything, because unfortunately we can't get past. Now it's 1,100 views on any video, so you have to go on Facebook if you want to get information, guys, because this is where it's at right now. Here we're getting thousands of views. I just put this one up a couple of hours ago, and you know, so. There it is, 13,000. So I'm getting the views on Facebook and Instagram, guys. Also, here's the Instagram, Real Mike Martins. If you guys want to join, call in to the channel. Hold on, I just put up another video. Where is it? Let me just refresh. There it is, right there. So all your questions are answered in those videos that you're already asking me. And guys. TikTok again, guys, we are being, so there's about 7 or 8 videos right now, unfortunately, where they're completely banned off the channel. So this video here, unfortunately, was taken down. So you have to go look for it the hard way. It will not be recommended to anybody. So guys, if you're on TikTok, get off of TikTok. You're not getting the full truth on TikTok. The only place to be right now is Facebook and Instagram. TikTok is a waste of time, and I don't want to waste your time with that. And mikeofthenight.org takes you to the episodes of Mike of the Night if you guys want to watch. There it is right there, guys, if you want to watch back issues of back issues. I sound like a comic book nerd. Back stories or back editions or back episodes or rewinds of Mike of the Night. They're all here at mikeofthenight.org, and you can hear our callers and hear what is going on across the Commonwealth. All right, guys, you are tuned in to Mike of the Night 633. And it's an absolute honor and pleasure to have all you guys here tonight to have an absolute honor and pleasure to be here with you guys tonight. Okay, so somebody in the comments is saying, is it even real engagement on Facebook, or are you in manufactured AI bubble paid for by CSIS equivalent? No, Shit Wrangler. Unfortunately, I don't get paid to be here, and I never have gotten paid to be here, and I've been scrutinized and shit on my whole life. So before you ask me if I'm getting paid or I'm some sort of a bubble or some bullshit, maybe go look at some of those elected figures that have 1 million following that nobody voted for. Maybe go start looking at those. Here, I got one for you. Here, you want to bring it up? Let's bring it up. Remember this shit? Right here. Here's your shit right here. Here it is. So, right after the biggest voted for mayor in the city of Canada, in the country of Canada, the most voted for mayor in the city of Toronto, with an official government page right here at the bottom, official government page, had 1,100 followers. I had 121,000. Now pay attention to this. I went back the next day after this, and she was already mayor for 3 days. I went back, it went up to 80, 90,000 followers in one night. So I made a video calling this out. So start looking at the people with the 80, 90,000 followers overnight. If you want to start questioning who's getting paid and who's who's allowed to be there. So there it is right there. Look at that. So you guys can see with your own eyes. It's complete bullshit. Everything is complete bullshit. So DY said earlier here. DY said here something about the 100-man army who's unarmed and can't fight a real war. So DY wants to see the white West get wiped out. And I don't know why, but you don't want to piss us off. You don't want to piss off a Portuguese. There's a lot of cultures out there you don't want to piss off when shit goes sideways. 100 unarmed? You could have 5 guys in here come in my house armed and I'm unarmed, and we'll see how it goes. So DY wants to see the wiping of the West. I don't know why Mike is so preoccupied with wrong Chinese population numbers, because I'm fucking right. When technology trumps everything. No, it doesn't. There's still Chinese people operating the technology. You still don't get it, do you? You want to shit on white people or the West, and then you want to come on here and say China's got the technology? It's still Chinese people operating the technology. Go look at a Chinaman drive a car. He can't even drive a car, and he's going to operate technology? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So China doesn't have the population that we've been told. I've been telling you guys for over 15 years the same bullshit. They have 400 million people, and 200 million of them are over 60. Right? Right there. Right there. Right there. Watch when it backfires. Watch when shit backfires in the West. You're going to see. You're going to see what's going to happen. Let 5 armed men come into my house and see. You'll see the outcome. You'll see what the outcome would be. You'll be surprised. Wow, Mike could do that? Yeah, because it's in us, and it's always been in us. Yeah. Yeah, China has 36 ghost cities. Fucking piece of shit. That's right. And nobody in them. That's right. I've been warning you guys. Now China's becoming the problem now on the world stage with the money laundering, the fentanyl, all the bullshit. But in the end, who is navigating all this? It's Chinese. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? If it was the Italians, I'd be fucking scared. If it was the Italians that had the technology, if it was the Germans that had the technology, right? No, before 1.4 billion people worldwide, nah. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that too. Bullshit. If the Earth has 2.2 or 2.4 billion people like it really does, and 1.4 billion are Chinese, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. All right, let's get into... the ICE are going after a lot of Chinese, boy. You just ain't seeing it. They've deported a lot of Chinamen have been deported right now in the United States, and then they're going to go after the money laundering. They're going to go after every penny that was brought in from China, and then they're going to take the property and keep the money. Watch. So someone's saying, I like this attitude, bro, thank you. Someone says, they say there's 9 billion. They told you to trust the fucking vaccines. They told you to trust the science. They told you Florida was going to be underwater by 2012. Fucking wake up. Wake up. Fucking asleep. Wake the fuck up. All right, guys, I'm just looking through here. Thanks, Lenny, for the coffee. All right, here we are, folks. I'm just checking on across the platforms. See who's tuning in, who's tuning out. We got some people watching on the Facebook, Instagram. All right, Rumble's moving nicely here. All right. Yeah, Project Bluebeam is next. I did a whole video on that. Oh, baby Mike, it's going to be a great show tonight. Yeah, and as much joy is saying, I personally didn't buy any of that shit. Because it's all bullshit. Where the fuck is Al Gore? Why isn't Florida underwater by 2012? Fucking, oh yeah, China's got 1.4 billion people. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking bullshit. And watch when my 41... Watch when my 41% thing becomes real. I've picked apart and tried really hard figuring out where things were going to go. We told you about the whole Venezuela thing a year before it even anything kicked off. And then I made a video intact showing you step by step from oil tanker seizures to drug boats and everything, step by step. That video was taken down off of 3 platforms. Fast forward 8 months after making the video and swooping in to grab them, everything we said has happened. Pull the trigger on a pandemic, all kinds of stuff we've been warning about. The Chinese fentanyl, now it's becoming something. So you know what? The 41% thing is so true, but it will never come to light in my lifetime. It will never come to light. And I believe they'll even make a movie in the future, like we're talking 40, 50 years from now, called the 41%. Mark my words. And a lot of people stumble upon my 41% video and then unsubscribe from me or think I'm crazy or I'm a lunatic. How do you not know that I was given this programmed at birth to make sure you guys get this message so that the right people at the right place in the right time could hear this? How do you not know that? How do you not know I may have been programmed at birth just for this moment? Just for you, for your ears to hear what I have to say. Once this 41% thing becomes a big deal, it will become a major deal. And they've been keeping this a secret for millennia now. 41% of us have a soul. That's it. On Earth. People on Earth, only 41% of us have a soul. And a lot of us that do have one, we know we have a soul. Believe me, we know. And there's certain things, and there's some people that are completely in the dark, completely atheist, kind of closed off, don't even believe in that. But 41%, that's the first time since the time of Noah, where the unsold overpopulated the sold. Since Noah's Ark is the first time. And you know what? It's starting to break. It's starting to show. At birth, we're either born with consciousness, which is our soul, and awareness. Awareness, every human being has awareness on Earth. Every human being is programmed at birth. The second they're conceived, they have awareness. 2 + 2 is 4. Drive my car, go to work, go gym, go this, push up, go here, go there, talk to friend. Awareness. Consciousness is the soul. And scientists have been getting it wrong for so long now. It's actually embarrassing. They tell you to trust the science. Yeah, right. The consciousness is the soul part of our body. Now, the reason why I'm telling you they're going to make a movie called The 41% in about 40, 50 years from now is by then, governments or whoever's ruling the state or the power or whoever the ruling power is will have the technology for soul detection. I know this sounds like complete garbage, what I'm telling you. They will have the technology for soul detection, and they will know if a person is sold or not, or they're soulless, or whatever the deal is. I know this sounds so crazy weird. It's not as crazy weird when I went on a couple of talk shows in 2018, 2019, and 2017 when they asked me, Mike, how are they going to fix this this financial mess we're in with this real estate? Because housing, the Chinese were laundering trillions of dollars into Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. And my answer was, they're going to pull the trigger on a pandemic and shut everything down. And then the guys looked at each other and said to me, don't get this guy back on the show. This guy's crazy. They're not going to pull a trigger on a pandemic. And no, they're not going to have... Like, they were looking at each other like I was retarded. And then fast forward 2 years later, they pulled the trigger on a pandemic. So to shut things down. The world was protesting. No confidence in government. 41% of the world has a soul. In about 40, 50 years, governments will have the technology for soul detection. And they'll know if someone's soulless or sold. They'll know if they're an NPC or I call them... Remember the NPC video series we did back in 2013 and 14? How NPCs are outnumbering sold people? People on the real side of... On the real plane? Or the real... Or heaven or paradise or whatever you want to call it. They don't want to come back here. They don't want this life experience anymore. They don't want to come back here. And watch when soul detection becomes a thing. Then they make the 41% movie. I won't be alive for it. Look for my kids. Take care of them if they're still alive. Look for my kids. Take care of them. That's what I have to say. Anyways. Yep. ACF is saying, I think they know who has a soul at birth. Yep. Exactly. Yep. Real science is constantly proven wrong. Yep. Yes, roller scratcher. I'll make a video about that. Yes, they only give jobs to soulless pack animals. That is why there's so many of us, less of us, that's right. Who are these guys, Mike, that didn't believe you? A lot of people didn't believe me. A lot of people didn't believe me. A lot of people looked at me, like a lot of people, they're looking at my stuff and they're saying, oh, this guy's crazy. And then fast forward 10 years, it's like, well, yeah. So Smithy is asking why 41%. That's where we're at right now, 41%. In 2000, it was 45%. So do you see how we're potentially getting worse? Like everything from customer service to getting your car fixed to everything is getting potentially worse. And all this shit that's happening around the world from these leaders, a lot of these people, when they die, that's it. It's over. It's goodbye. Nobody cares. Are the 59% evil? Not necessarily. Nope. Not necessarily. There's a lot of people who are... just have awareness, but no consciousness. Just awareness. But they're nice neighbors. They're good people. They say hi. They're nice. They try to fit in. They try to be your friend sometimes, you know? It's the sold people that could detect other people from a mile away. Oh, fuck, that guy's coming up the street. I'm going to watch this guy. I could feel this guy. You're in a dark room with earbuds with music on. Somebody opens the door to the room and you look around and you could tell someone's in the room without hearing anything or seeing anything, but you could sense them in the room. It's your soul detection. And only 41% of us, and a lot of us know who we are. A lot of us know, right? WEF meetings are this week. Well, who gives a shit? Let me wet my beak here for a second. I'm talking way too much here this morning. This beginning of the show. Sorry. All right, where were we? Where were we here on Mike of the Night? So it looks like they're going to steal the election again in Portugal. Portugal presidential election. Far-right Ventura heads for runoff against center-left Seguro. So there it is right there. They are running in Portugal, and they are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that the guy that everybody wants. What happened in the Portuguese elections? They're going to do a runoff, and then on February 7th or 8th, they're going to recount the votes and in full, because there's a lot of overseas votes coming in. And here he is, Andre Ventura, official, if you guys want to follow him. And he's a really good guy. He's running for president. There he is in Fatima. There he is everywhere. And this guy is for the people. This guy is everywhere. This man is all over the place. On the streets. He's at dances. He has no to zero security detail. And he's talking to all his people. And he's not scared to get in his car, drive around, and randomly hug people and just be there for his people. There's the only leader that I remember doing this in history that I've seen a leader do this. I think it was Gaddafi used to do this. Gaddafi would go out and he would go meet his people, and he had practically no security detail around him. He maybe had a guy or two just to help him from being crushed by the people. But yeah, he's doing good. So this is what the people want. And I was in Portugal, so they got him there up top, and then after, he starts to slip in the polls for some reason, just like every other election around the world, right? Same thing. The people don't get what they want, and it's typical. And then people say, "Oh, Mike, you're just jealous because the guy you wanted didn't win." Bullshit. The guy that people want didn't win, not the guy I want. Oh, I want for him. I voted for him. They're waiting for the overseas ballots. I voted for him 2 times already. Okay? But here's the deal. What's going on, right? Here's the deal. When I was in Portugal, you could see my Portugal. 4 months ago, I was in Portugal. You could go see my Portugal videos that are up on YouTube, Adventures in Portugal. And every taxi driver, every hotel worker, everybody on the street, I talked to a lot of people. Because I speak Portuguese. That's my first language. So I was talking to everybody. Oh, and then people visiting from Spain. Yo hablo español perfectísimo, wey. Yo hablo como un pinche mexicano. So I was talking Spanish too to everybody. And a lot of people look at me from Spain like, "Are you Mexican?" I'm like, "No, I'm Portuguese." They're like, "What? You talk like a Mexican." Anyways. Everybody I spoke to loves this man. Wants this man. I took 50 taxis, and all 50 taxi drivers like this guy, Andre Ventura. They want this man. Everywhere I went, restaurants, bellhops, bellboys, busboys, everybody I spoke to, and signs of him all over the streets. And the people never get what they want. Same thing down in Brazil with Lula. We already told you that election was going to be completely fixed 5 months before Brazilians, or 4 months before Brazilians went to the polls. That Lula was going to win, not because people want him, it's because it's fixed. Why? Because China has been fixing elections all over the world. Because now Brazil is back on the bricks. You see, with Bolsonaro, Brazil would have been with the U.S. You see what's going on here? China manipulated that election to make sure the guy that nobody wanted, a convicted criminal, won the election. A convicted criminal in Brazil won the election. Make myself clear here. So that's what's happening right now. And it's very, very heartbreaking to see the people, what the people want, they don't get. And they'll never get. Talking to, just there, where's the security detail? I don't see anybody there with him. So, unfortunately, I think this is going to be just fixed. Like every other election is. The people never get who they want. What will happen? This may kick off civil unrest. This may kick off a big problem. Yeah. Anyways, I pray for Portugal, and hopefully you guys could pray for my country, Portugal. All right. There it is. China's population falls again as birth rates drop to the lowest since 1949 Communist Revolution. People were completely destroyed during that Communist Revolution, and they had a billion people, my ass, 1.4 billion. For you guys on this video, okay? This book was published in 1731 in Latin, and this was in the mid-1800s. I got probably over 94 history books that were published pre-World War I. And it's very important that you guys listen to what I found here. And I've been finding these things and scraping them together for you guys over the years, and nobody cares. Why? So, this Latin book in 1731 doesn't refer to China as China. It actually calls it the Qing Dynasty, or the High Qing Dynasty of Yogzheng, and it was the emperor of 1722 to present. 1722 to present, okay? So when this book was published, he was still, Yogzheng was the emperor of the Qing Dynasty. So this emperor implemented strong centralized rule, collected a tax base, and then there was household registration, and they used population figures to calculate grain taxes. And in this book, they state that the Qing, what is China today, is 7.9 million population, and that includes the Middle Kingdom, according to what this book is telling me. The Middle Kingdom and the Qing Dynasty, which is China today, has 7.9 million people in 1731. Take note, okay? Now let's go to another history book I have that was published in 1902. Now this is a very interesting history book because it goes into the China when it came out of a Boxer rebellion. I have no idea what that is. They went through the invasion by the Eight Nation Alliance. I don't know what that is. And severe famine, war, and deaths, and displacement of people, and massive indemnity payments imposed on China, which I don't know anything about. And they were recording it, leaving it with a population of 53 million people in 1902. According to that book published in 1902, it was stating that China's population was 53 million people. Now, none of this makes any sense because 53 million people in 1902 with famine, wars, and this is before World War I, and then you have World War II, and then you have the Reagan one-child policy. Why were they framing China to have such a massive population? Was it made to fear the rest? Was it made to fear... Were they making this up to create this dominance? And we've been asking these questions for years because there's no way that China's population is over 400 million people. There's no mathematical way. So take these numbers, guys. 53 million, 1902. 53 million, 1902. How many kids do they have to be over a billion now in 2025? It doesn't, and after all the wars, famine, and all the stuff they were doing. It just didn't, this is before World War I, so. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And you know what the whole fucked up thing is in the end? 50 or 30 years down, or next week or next year, what I'm saying will be something, and they'll be like, oh, wow, yeah, this is wrong, and the population, they lied. Al Gore, Florida's not underwater. What's going on? It's all a lie. And the population of China is a lie. And then guess what? I say, well, I made videos about that, warning people for 15 years, and people just shit on me. Yeah, who cares? No one cares about you, Mike. Yeah, but I was telling people when it mattered. Years ago when it mattered, because the build-up. They want the build-up. And once the build-up crashes, oh, yeah, China's population, they're puppets. There's 400 million, 200 million are over 60. I'm like, yeah, but I was saying that for years. We don't care about you. We could say it now because now it doesn't matter. Once it crashes, once the illusion, once the lies they sell you crash, Russell Brand's going to come and tell you this. Joe Rogan's going to tell you this. So Low Roller Scratch is saying China population 1.4 billion people. No way. No fucking way in hell. No way. Impossible. General Mao, 50 million deaths by his hand. Yeah, and I'm getting numbers from 1908 or 1903 or whatever it was 50-something million. And then you got... a generation later, you got the Maoism, or a generation and a half later, you got 50 million people die. It doesn't add up. See, Paul Walker knows exactly what's going on. He knows exactly what's going on. Do you know what Paul Walker 4772 just said in the comments? He just said, Pancake Messiah brand. Do you know why he said that? It's because a year or two ago when Russell Brand found Jesus, I was telling everyone, yeah, one morning he woke up and found Jesus in a pancake, and now all of a sudden he's this Messiah all over the world. What a pathetic loser. What a pathetic, it's almost like he's mocking Jesus in a way, almost making fun of him. All right, here we go. Explosive text exchange between Donald Trump and Norway's Prime Minister exposes truth behind his bid for Greenland. And it goes here, considering your country decided not to give me a Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars, plus I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace, although it will always be predominant, but can now think about what is good for proper United States of America. And I keep telling people for so many years, America, wake up. Canada is your threat, not Iraq. This is now since 2012 I've been saying this. America, wake up. Things are really bad in Canada. The fentanyl, the money laundering from China, the 4 million Indians that came in. The people of Canada need some sort of liberation. We won't win at the polls. They won't let us win at the polls. We'll never win at the polls. There's no way to vote yourself out of this. And the Conservative Party isn't going to come and save you. He's got to continue the Chinese lineage. He's going to have to continue working with China. It doesn't matter who comes into power in Canada. We are China. And DY said in the comments earlier, Mark Carney might as well be Chinese. And I'm like, I've been telling you guys, go to my videos. Canadian Parliament is China. You don't need to look like a Chinaman to be Chinese. I could identify as an Apache helicopter or a toaster. You don't need to look like a Chinaman to be a Chinaman and sell your people out. All right. And all right, I'm just reading the comments here. European nations warn of dangerous downward spiral after Trump threatens tariffs over Greenland. Again, watch our short, guys. Look, I gotta go. Our short explains all this. NATO will fall apart the second that happens. And Trump's push to annex Greenland risks undermining World Legal Order Council Chief of Europe. And some fucktard that never got voted in, that was a selected bureaucrat piece of garbage, says threats to seize the autonomous Danish territory have raised fears for future insovereignty and international law. Alien, whatever his name said. Any U.S. move to annex Greenland would undermine the post-World War II international legal order, challenge the principle of the State of Sovereignty, Council of Europe chief, whatever, said. And we cannot understand why this is happening. Danes feel betrayed, bewildered by Trump. That's New Zealand reporting. And then let's go to Canada. Canada considers sending troops to Greenland as U.S. ramps up takeover talk. Right? And native Greenlanders reveal horrors under Danish rule, including years of forced sterilization and removal of children. And President Trump has said since early in his second term, the U.S. president, that he wants to purchase Greenland, the strategic landmass from Denmark. Speaking to reporters, President Trump underscored the strategic urgency of Greenland's location in rapidly militarizing Arctic, warning that America's adversaries are already exploiting the vacuum left by European inaction. So it's already wide open up there for pretty much anybody from Asia on the other side of the world to come through. If they really wanted to, they can come through. So let's go to our I'm just going to open a little short list here for you guys, just real quick here, just make life easier here. So I got a couple of Greenland videos, but the one I really want to share with you guys tonight on Mike in the Night is here. Where is it? Where's the Greenland one that answers? Right here.
Trump is not bluffing about Greenland. This is not a joke. This is not a headline stunt, clickbait, or whatever you want to call it. And it sure as hell isn't about icebergs and what's up there? Polar bears. It's not about that. This is about power. Trump isn't playing up the old globalization games. He's building resource globalism. Energy, territory, choke points, period. There's 3 pillars. 1, he wants to rewrite the Monroe Doctrine, not just in Latin America, but in the Arctic too. 2, energy dominance. If you control oil, shipping lanes, and future rare earth minerals, you control the system. 3, Arctic supremacy. And Greenland is the key. People just don't get this anymore. Greenland isn't in Denmark's backyard anymore. It's the front door to the Arctic, packed with rare earth minerals and untapped, hydrocarbons. And military leverage over Russia and China's northern routes. That's the key right there. Trump looks at Europe and sees nothing but weakness. NATO can't defend Greenland. Europe can't even field 40,000 troops without arguing for 6 months about it. Trump literally mocked them as two dog sleds. This wasn't a joke. This was a signal. And here's the real kicker. If Greenland falls under U.S. control, Canada's next on the chessboard. Not invasion, leverage, resources, trade, defense dependency, soft absorption. Look at the pattern. Venezuela oil, Greenland Arctic control, shadow fleets, goodbye. Europe is reduced to a resource colony with a bunch of flags. This is why Trump moves unilaterally. No NATO votes, no international law theater. China would do the same. He wants to defend undefended assets, and this is how empires are rebuilt or built. Europe's only hope is delay, stall, negotiate instead of annexation. Because once Trump locks this in, NATO as you know it is finished. This isn't about Greenland. It's about who owns the next world order. And Trump already knows the price tag. He already knows what's going on here, folks. For more information, check out our America. If America takes Greenland by force, NATO would crumble. Don't take sides, folks. Look at how this is being played. The world's a stage, folks. Enjoy. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.
Woo! All right. Yeah. All right. So we got that. And DY in the comments said that Henry Kissinger... Was it Henry? Did she say Henry? Yeah, Henry Kissinger said the United States has no permanent friends. or enemies. They only have interests, right? But if you guys remember the original quote from Lord Palmerston, if you remember him, he was the British Prime Minister, I think it was in 1848, and he had, what was his phrase again? We have no eternal allies, hold on, and we have no perpetual enemies. Our interests are eternal and perpetual. I think that's what Lord Palmerston said back in the 1840s. All right. Well, guys, some good news. Very good news here tonight on the show. We got over 500 people watching Mike of the Night across 9 platforms. Thank you guys for tuning in and being part of the... Yeah, Henry Kissinger is a piece of shit who killed hundreds of thousands of people. Yes. I'm not saying anything good. Don't take sides. I'm just telling you what he said. All right? I'm telling you what Trump's saying. Don't take sides. I'm telling you what's happening here, what's happening there. I'm just telling you what's going on. All right? So, woo! Woo! All right, you're tuned into Mike of the Night, guys. Episode 633, guys. We are sitting at season 34, episode 4. Sorry, season 34, episode 4. Here tonight on Mike of the Night. Add me on Instagram, Real Mike Martins. Go ahead and send me. I'll check for a request. And if you message me, I will add you on so you could call in to the show. But I got all my channels open tonight on Instagram, Real Mike Martins, and go ahead and message me, and I will do what I can. If you don't want to miss an episode of Mike of the Night, because I might do random episodes from time to time, go to realmikemartins.com. Sorry, MikeMartins1980@gmail.com. MikeMartins1980@gmail.com. Go ahead and go there. And what you're going to find there is just my email. And when you go to my email, you go ahead and email me your email, and I will go ahead and add you to a list. And if you don't want to be on the list anymore, just go ahead and block me. God bless America. Anyways. Yeah. So we got a lot of people, very, very, very harsh language in the, well, it's Mike in the Night, right? Put your kids to bed. Though your kids are not supposed to be watching. Somebody said they walked into their room or whatever, and their kid was, some kid, like 12 or 13-year-old kid was watching this show. He walked in and heard me talking. He's like, where did you find this? It's like, the kid's like, well, I don't know. I've been watching this guy for a couple of weeks now. It's like, yeah, you can't watch this. And a lot of people, like, yeah, this is Mike in the Night, guys. This is why we're shadow banned. This is why we're not welcome anywhere. This is why there's about 50, 60 people here that are regulars. So natural resources are expensive and hard to recover and to mine. In Greenland, they're just a bonus, says KCC. So someone's saying that India has 1.4 billion people. No, they don't. No, they don't. The cities are packed. You go out to farmland, India, it's all farms. It's all farms. The cities are packed. The cities look like there's billions of people in the country, but no way. The trains are packed with people because that's the mode of transportation. They don't have all the big highways like you have in America. Everyone jumps on the roof of a train to get around. That's why the trains are packed. So, no. India's population is nowhere near that. Not even close. Not even close. 1.4 billion? Are you smoking? Some wacky tobacco. Sorry, guys. My camera's like going for a dump here. There we go. Gotta breathe tonight. Gotta breathe. It's been an intense show here tonight so far. There's 1.4 billion people in India, champ. No, there isn't. Not even close. I can start pulling out my history books that were published. Let me just fix my I could pull out history books that were published a couple of 100 years ago when the Portuguese were in India exploring and mapping in the 1450s. They didn't write about any massive populations there. There was no... They're lying to you guys. I'd rather let my kid watch you than some sugar-coated, spoon-fed bullshit. So Trump feels justified. So, Earth sign, why don't you call into Mike of the Night? History books have nothing to do with the present. Yeah, they do. Because if they're telling you one thing, the population of this place is 1 million in like 1903, but today it's 100 million. It's impossible. No one immigrates to India. If anything, people leave India. No one immigrates there. Western countries, they fill up because once the Europeans built everything, everyone comes over and likes the highways and likes going to cities and likes elevators and likes running water because the Europeans built it, right? Those populations go up, right? No one immigrates to China. What are you going to do in China? What are you going to do there, right? So, yep. All the images you see with the people on trains all over these Indian cities, it's all perspective. All perspective. I was in the Philippines 8 months ago. 100 million people in the Philippines. Bullshit. Bullshit. Maybe 20 million. Maybe 20 million. And we drove a lot and went in a lot of places in the Philippines. And maybe I set my eyes on 200,000 people. And that's being all over Manila, Central Manila, North Manila, South Manila, Angeles City, going across the country, north of the country, driving. I was there for 5 weeks. I maybe set my eyes on 200,000 people. Maybe. And they say there's 100 million people in the Philippines. No, there isn't. Not even close. Someone's saying they all have digital ID, Mikey. Well, I need to see. Send me some. Send me a link on something. Let me see, because I don't believe any of this bullshit. You could manipulate anything digital, just like the voting machines, right? D-Man is finally here. D-Man has finally made an appearance here tonight on Mike of the Night. It's about time. Yeah, I'm going to get a caller in here in a second. Give me a sec. Let me see what I got left for some good news out of Canada. Canada's inflation accelerates. Rents post fourth biggest jump since 1988. So you see how when you leave the city here in Canada, you leave the city and it's all wide open mountains and nothing. Zero. Until you fly an hour, 2 hours to the next city and then you start to see city again. Yeah, there's no 45 million people in Canada. They could fuck right off because there isn't 45 million people in this country. I've driven this country coast to coast like 3 times. There's no 45 million people here. So here is Vancouver. They double, triple rent. A country with so much real estate, so much open space, but rent is unaffordable. Yemen faces worst food crisis since 2022. Aid warning. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the Yemenis. Food riots that they were having in 2019 when they were protesting in Yemen on the streets in 2019. Big time protests in 2019 in Yemen. And Californian harasses former resident for taxes 4 years after he moved. Yeah, well, you voted for this shit, and now you're leaving California to bring your shit to Texas and Florida that nobody wants. Of course they're going to go after you for 4 years of taxes, you idiot. And Discord expands age verification ID system to more regions. Yep, everything's going to be going to facial digital IDs, folks. You are tuned in to Mike in the Night. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. So DY is still on no tech, no victory. I'm not going to argue with you, DY, tonight. China can have all the technology in the universe. It's still Chinese that are operating it. The Chinese can't even drive a car down the street without smashing into two parked cars. I saw it when I lived in Vancouver. Or smashing pedestrians walking through a green light, getting smashed in the middle of the intersection. Oh, the Chinese have the technology, but they're going to operate it, so it means nothing. It means dick. It's like destination. All right, I'll make this simple. Destination without transportation means dick. Chinaman with technology to take over the world means nothing. If it was an Italians with technology, I'd be fucking scared. If it was fucking Germans, if it was Portuguese, if it was Swedish or whatever, with technology, Americans with technology, I'd be fucking scared. I'd be shitting my pants. But Chinese? Who cares? Yeah, you know your insurance rates only increase. That's right. You see, now DY put some sense into it. Now she made sense. Never mind the Chinese. Thank you, because it's a waste of space. The Russians are ahead of us too. Or ahead of the US too. Now I'm worried. When Russians have the technology and they're ahead, watch the fuck out. Those are the people you don't want to mess with. The Chinamen? Fuck, I could have 5 Chinamen break into my house armed. 5. I could be naked in my room. And if I get a minute's notice that something's coming or I catch it on the cameras, those fucking guys you'll never see those fucking 5 armed men ever a fucking again. Never. I fucking guarantee it. And then someone says, guy literally asked Alexa and took it as gospel. I don't have no AI shit. I only use AI to scan through my channel because I have 6,000 videos and 2,000 live streams. I ask AI, put the link on my channel. When did I mention foreign in blah, 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 Russia? Mike, you have mentioned Russia several times on your... It tells me the episodes of where I mentioned Russia and what I was talking about. I can get more specific. That's all I use AI for. AI is fucking garbage. It's all leftist garbage. If I ask it to tell me about money laundering from China, oh, the Chinese never laundered any money. There's no proof of Chinese laundering money. Good. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, guys, add me on real Mike Martins on Instagram here. Let me check my requests. We're gonna get Dallas Dalton on the show, and we're gonna have him on. And yeah, I want Canada back too. I fucking want this country back. Fucking pisses me off, man. Canada was one of the best fucking countries in the world, man. All you had to do was have a job, man. Pay your house off in 8 to 10 years. Fucking good neighbors, good friends. Good fucking people everywhere. Fuck, it was so good, man. Then they start bringing these soulless fucks in here. fucking think they own the fucking world because they have money. All right, let's get our next caller in. You are tuned into Mike of the Night, the voice of the Commonwealth.
Oh, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go.
How's it going tonight, Mike, brother?
How are you, guys? We got Dallas Dalton here on Mike in the Night for episode 633. Thanks for being here tonight.
Okay.
I'll just let you talk. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, that was weird. You cut out there for a minute.
You got me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now.
Go ahead. I'll let you talk. I'm just tired. Go ahead and talk.
Oh, hey, no worries, man. Well, I just wanted to bring up some things that's going on around here in Ontario lately. Things have really seemed to ramp up in the past, I'd say, month.
Before you go any further, please, I want to let people know that are watching this in California. He does not mean Ontario, California. He means Ontario, Canada. Just to make that clear. Go ahead, bud.
Yes, sir. Ontario, Canada. I'm pretty much right next door to Toronto, right? So, but things are starting to get really bad around here, man. I mean, the crime rate has like skyrocketed in the past little while. The homeless situation is getting even worse, and we just had one of the guys I watch. His name's Market Mania, and he's been following the housing trends around here and all that. And even the banks are talking about it now too. I guess the condo market has like literally crumbled. There's nobody buying right now, period.
Did you see our video we made 2 weeks ago about the condo market completely collapsing and they're down, like they got taking a haircut of 100 large? You could buy a condo a one-bedroom condo in Toronto for $600,000, or you could buy a one-bedroom condo in Fort Lauderdale for $45,000, and it's day and night difference. You don't get cold in Fort Lauderdale and palm trees, and you're not far from the ocean if you're east of 95. But in Toronto, $600,000, and then you got to deal with 9-8 months of cold weather, and everyone's bitter there. You just said it. Everyone's bitter, homeless, crime is skyrocketing.
Yep. It's getting messed up. Some of the stuff I've been seeing on the news lately is, and once again with how bad AI is getting on top of that. So like, even though these news reports are out there, I'm starting to wonder myself, is it even real, or is it actually AI and they're just trying to push some kind of agenda on top of everything? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, but I'm going to bring it up anyways, because these couple of stories I know aren't AI. So the past month, so in December there, we had 2 hit and runs on the 401 just outside of Cambridge.
Okay.
2 tow truck drivers have been run over and killed by migrants.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
So have you seen that? Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't seen it. I don't need I believe you. There's a lot of bad drivers here, and they're doing these smoke show parties in parking lots and burning out tires and stuff, and people are falling out of windows because they're not properly secured in the car, and they look like idiots when they flip the car over. Yes, I know.
Yep. And for I'm trying to remember where it was. It was somewhere here in Ontario. I can't remember now where it was, but there was a bunch of migrants that were out celebrating New Year's, and they shot off over what was it, like 400 rounds of ammo up into the sky celebrating. And I guess the dropping bullets have been like landing on people's property and stuff. One guy, like his pickup truck got all shot up and everything. Like, what if there were like kids or something walking around during that?
Yeah. Well,
You know what I
it
mean?
doesn't matter. It matters if it's a politician's son's kids that are walking around that get hit by the bullet. Then it becomes a problem.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just messed up because like they're on this trip about, taking away people's guns and all this stuff, but yet these migrants are allowed to just shoot up the area for fun. Like, I don't get it, man. It's messed up.
In black neighborhoods in Chicago, when they have New Year's and stuff and they fire guns in the air, a lot of people are already forewarned. So a lot of them just sleep in or sleep in bathtubs so they don't get clipped inside the house. I'm not making this up. You can look it up.
Wow, that's messed up, man.
Yeah.
And there's another story I came across the other day. Guy in Toronto has been running around slicing people's Achilles tendons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the worst part to slice because you can't walk after that.
No, the tendon shoots up way into your ass, and then they got to pretty much split your leg open and stretch it all the way back down. And even if they do attach it again, you're screwed for life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so a guy's been running around doing that. Luckily, they did catch the guy. But I don't know what's going to become of it. Like, are they going to keep him locked up, or are they just going to fucking post his bail and let the dick out on the street again? You know what I mean? Like they normally do. Because you know how Canada loves defending their criminals, right?
Oh, of course. If it's me or you that does something, we'll be plastered on the front pages saying, local merit man. Yeah, this and that, racist, this, that, and that, and this and that. It's like, but anyone else that does it, it's okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right? They'd hang me. Like if it was me that did it, I'd be hung up from the street, right? So
yeah. Yeah.
But, anybody else. And, I don't want to pull the race card or try and be bigoted about it, but it just so happened that it was a black man that was running around doing this.
Why would it be racist or bigoted if it was a black man?
But I'm just saying, like, because I bring that up, right? But that's what they said in the news. It was a black.
No, I think you're a light-skinned black man. Like, remember that article that was circulating? Police are looking for a light-skinned black man. It was a black man, but they always try to lighten the person up to show that the white people are the problem.
Right.
But they're forgetting the white people put in the infrastructure and put in the fucking sewers and the electricity and the running water and the fucking elevator in the building. That's who put that in.
Like, I don't know what the hell is going on lately, man. Like, everything.
Someone was saying in the comments that he was targeting white people.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he was. Absolutely, he was. That's what the news said. And I'm surprised they even reported on that, because you know how the news gets. They love their race card and their agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but yeah, I just wanted to bring up these topics. It just seems like everything's getting worse around here, man. And it's getting harder. Like, so I guess with all these high rises and stuff that they've been building around here too.
Oh, they're building all kinds. They're going to leave them empty for Chinese investors.
Right. Remember, we were talking about that last time, right? I brought that up.
Yep.
But so now, and this is what apparently is scheduled for, not scheduled, but is predicted for the middle of this year. All these sky rises, or these high rises and stuff, part of the smart city, they're going to be put on hold because we don't have the water infrastructure here to support them now, is what they're saying. So now all these
Just like
construction workers.
let me interject you. Just like Dubai, when they
Yeah,
built all these
absolutely.
buildings, they don't have the proper sewering systems to flush the shit down the toilet because the Europeans didn't engineer their sewing system. Continue.
Right. And Kitchener-Waterloo, the area that I'm in, they've been slowly trying to upgrade our sewer system and water system the past 6 years, maybe close to 10 now. They're trying to upgrade it to make it more efficient. Because we used to flood all the time around here because our sewer systems weren't adequate to deal with the water. And now they're talking about they've got to shut down all these high rises and stuff because they don't have the water to support them. And all these construction workers are going to be laid off by the end, like by the middle of this year. So that's even more job losses.
Did you hear that 70% of real estate agents in Canada haven't sold a house this year?
I'm really not surprised. I'm not surprised.
70% of real estate agents in Canada. But are they okay, now let's break this down, Dalton. Let's break this down. Do they mean actual Canadian real estate agents? Because if you look at real estate agents, only 10% of them are actually Canadian people. Right?
Yeah.
So are they saying that 70% of Canadian real estate agents haven't sold a house? Or they mean 70% of real estate agents living in Canada haven't sold a house? Because you look at a real estate team, a board of real estate people, like people in real estate, it's like, look, there's 2 Canadian people in the whole 24 people. So you know what I'm saying, right?
Oh, I get you 100%, man. I'd say it's more closer to all the foreign investors that aren't being able to sell their properties now.
Yeah.
So that's what I would probably lean more towards. Because honestly, every real estate person that I've seen on billboards around here lately, I'm not trying to be racist, but they all seem to be East Indian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people will be coming in from anywhere, from especially from India. Because do you remember my crash course I gave you? Why were the Indian people ramped up in 2020? Why were they brought in 2020? Do you remember this?
Why they were?
Yeah.
Well, apparently because Canadians don't want to work, which is bullshit. I know a lot of Canadians that want to work.
You're taking the work.
Want to work.
Well, you're taking the work angle. Let me go to the economic perspective, okay?
Okay.
And when I tell you, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that, Mike. They were brought in because the Canadian proper couldn't get into their own real estate markets because the Chinese laundered so much money in our 2.4 to 2.6 trillion in our real estate that we couldn't get into our own markets. So what happened? Let's bring in 4 million Indians. They'll ramp up the markets for us. And that's why 4 million Indians or 3.8 million came after 2020. Australia did the same thing. New Zealand did the same thing. UK did the same thing. They brought in the Indians to help with the housing. And then when they realized a lot of the people from India that came in were unhireable, they were given government subsidy wages with our taxes to fund these people because they're unhireable. And that's why all our fast food...
And I can attest to that because the place that I worked for 3 years, we had a lot of Indian guys come through there. And it was like popping candy because they wouldn't last. I probably seen a few hundred Indian guys come and go in there.
Yeah.
Like they lie on their resumes and stuff. They say they have all this experience and then and then the language barrier on top of that. I'm sitting here trying to train these guys and they just don't understand what I'm trying to tell them. And I'm trying to train guys and I'm like, it was funny too, because I was like maybe a year on the job in this place, and I know quite a bit, but I don't know everything. And I'm trying to explain the job to these guys as best as I can. And it was just like, when I'm a pretty quick learner, right? You show me something, how to do it, I get it pretty quick, right? But like these guys, they were coming to me every day with the same questions. And it's like, how many times do I have to show you this?
Uh-huh.
But needless to say, they didn't last very long. So, and like another thing with that, with the like we were talking about them trying to prop up the housing market and bringing all
Well, you
these
bring in
people in.
4 million people. Okay, you
Yeah.
bring in 10 or 15% of the country's existing population in 4 years. They're going to have to live somewhere, right? So
Yes.
we the Canadian people or the European expansion just become homeless. They just become homeless and they live on the streets. But these people coming from India, they're going to get subsidies. They're going to get all kinds of supports to get them into the housing market we can't get into.
Yeah. And I've been seeing videos on like Facebook and stuff and like Instagram of these like I guess you'd call them influencers, but they're Indians. And like, no, I'm not saying all the Indians are bad because I have met some really solid Indian people. They're, you know, they come here, they want to integrate and be Canadian, and they left their home for a better life
Yeah,
because
those are
of
the
how bad
people
it
that came
was
pre
over there.
2020. Those are the people that came in the 90s and 80s, and you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. And I've worked with a lot of these people, and they're solid people. But even they don't want their own culture here and want them to go back because of they're bringing their shit here that they tried to get away from. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been seeing videos now lately of these. Just the ignorance of them is mind blowing. But they're bragging online that the government's giving them all this free stuff, and then they're laughing about us. It's like, yeah, go to work, white people, pay for me, pay for me.
Yeah, they're making fun of the white people saying, "Yeah, go pay your taxes so I can get free money," right?
Yeah, it's so messed up, man. I was like, it enraged the shit out of me, man. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Like,
because if something goes down wrong in your life, you become homeless.
oh, absolutely, man.
Something goes wrong with them, they get some government support or some backup somewhere. You don't see any Indian or Chinese homeless people across Canada when you drive across. You only see white Canadians and Aboriginals that are homeless, and that's it.
I haven't seen any of their people homeless around my area. It's all Canadian proper, man.
And the funny part is when you walk around your area, what do you see? All Indians. And you don't
For the
see
most part now.
And you don't see any homeless. And you see the
Like,
homeless people are white Canadians. So this is going to backfire in the next little while. This is going to backfire so hard. Holy
it is.
shit.
And like, it pisses me off too because I want to be accepting of everybody. Like, I'm pretty cool with everybody. You know, if you're cool, I'm cool with you. You know, but like, if you're gonna run around bragging and being ignorant like that and acting more or less like a separatist, then I don't want to be around that type of people, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of them are separatists. Like, now they're like, a lot of these job postings and stuff I'm seeing, it's like, oh, hiring Indians only. It's like, and then like properties that they own, they're like, oh, renting to like Indian and Punjabi only and shit. And it's like,
Yeah, they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to pick, like, if you're Indian, you could only vote if you want to rent out to Indian or Punjab. You could do that in Canada, but if you're a white person and do that, you could actually get fined for it.
Racist. Yeah, then I'm a racist and this and that. But like, they want to sit there and scream the race card at us, but then they're being racist themselves. It's like, do you not see your own hypocrisy? Like, It's just mind blowing, man. It hurts my brain, like, and it hurts my heart too. Like,
it does. Canada could have been one of the top countries, man. One of the top countries if they just. The mistake Canada made was in 1993 is when they closed immigration from Europe. Once 93 hit, they just closed immigration. And it was really hard for Europeans to get into Canada anymore after 93. 93 was the year they opened immigration to Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Ethiopia, and now the Ethiopian gangs in Alberta. The Hells Angels are scared of the Ethiopian gangs because the Ethiopian gangs go around in broad daylight and kill people, right? So but the thing is, why would you know why those people didn't come first? If those people came first to Canada, we would have mud huts here. We wouldn't have anything here. So they had to bring in the Europeans first to build this. because we wouldn't have anything here if it wasn't for them, right?
Yeah. Like I've seen there was a video that went viral a little while ago about so it was an African man, and he went off about how like they want more white people back in Africa because they did help build the infrastructure and all this.
Yep.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing, man. I'm
Well,
like,
yeah,
holy
it's happening
shit.
all over, even Portuguese Africa. They've been asking for the Portuguese to come back and recolonize Angola, right?
Yeah.
And I showed you, you saw my videos on Portuguese Africa I play on Mike in the Night of all the nice buildings and all the nice infrastructure and beautiful. Here, I'll play. Here's Mozambique before it became a shithole. Here, look at this. Go ahead and speak. I'll send some images for you guys to see of what Portuguese Africa used to look like. There it is. There's Portuguese Africa before the IMF went in there. The IMF and the banking systems went in there and destroyed and divided everything and kicked the Portuguese. And then once the Portuguese left, this place turned into a complete shithole. Continue, Dally Dalton. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's messed up, man. Like, it's kind of lost my train of thought there a little bit, but
But
I don't know. I'm a little riled up the past little while, man. Like I'm starting to get really, really pissed off about it all. Like,
do you think we're going to go back to the year of the protest? You
Well,
think we're
I've
going to
been
go back to
seeing-
2019?
I could only hope so. I'd like to see a fire get lit under people's asses.
Yep.
Like one thing's for damn sure: if my great grandfather, who fought and died in World War II, would be rolling in his grave right now, is rolling in his grave right now at the state of everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I hope you people at home are enjoying the images there of Portuguese Africa and Mozambique. Look, that's all. Everyone there, every single person speaks Portuguese there. The education system was
beautiful.
good. Everything was clean. Look how clean that is. Look at that. Look at that. Mercedes
beautiful.
taxis. Mercedes taxis. Now it's a fucking piece of shithole.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
That's Portuguese Africa,
Absolutely.
folks. The IMF. You could thank the IMF and the World Banks for fucking it all over. And they've been begging the Portuguese to come back and recolonize. Look at those Mercedes taxis. Begging. They've already asked the Portuguese 6 times to go back and recolonize them. And they said no.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Because look what you had. Look what you had. Look what you had.
The big old world buildings.
Oh, it's beautiful. And then the IMF went in there after the Portuguese left. So for the people in Mozambique to maintain this infrastructure, the IMF gave them loans that they couldn't afford. So they took the loans, unable to pay the loans back, and then the IMF started taking mines, minerals, oils, all kinds of stuff. They went in there. Yeah, like the job, the IMF. Fucking world bankers went in there to destroy it because Portugal didn't want to be part of the global banking system, right? Portugal wanted to be independent. And guess what happened? Just like they did to Venezuela, they sanctioned Portuguese to death, and we starved to death in Portugal.
Well, it sounds very familiar to what's going on in Ontario now. So
Yeah.
we're all being taxed to death too, and damn prices of groceries are going through the roof again. So everything's-
Dally, I know you like watching my stuff, but one day when you get some time, if you want, go back and watch some of my older stuff from 5-10 years ago and see what we're talking about.
Oh, I have.
Oh, okay.
I have. I've watched so many of your videos, and I loved all of your history videos too about Columbus. Spot on, man.
Yeah. I appreciate that, buddy. I really do. Is there anything you'd like to add to this conversation before we part ways, my good friend?
I just wanted to bring these things up with you, and let people know about how like I know the news likes to paint a certain picture, but things are getting pretty damn rough around here, man.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there and let everybody know at least what I've been seeing around here. Once again, with a lot of the things we see on the news, on top of it, like with how good AI has gotten,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to say how long they've actually been using it, and how long the government has been using this stuff.
Yeah.
Before they really started ramping it out, because like the way the military is, they have technology. They're like 50 to 100 years ahead of us in technology, and then we just get the crap that they deem necessary to kick down to us, right? So it's hard to say what a lot of what we're seeing is even real anymore.
Yeah. It's complete
Right?
bullshit.
So
Like I said, remember, I don't know if you remember my video, 97 or 96% of everything around you is complete bullshit.
Yeah, you're not wrong, sir.
So, all right,
Not
Deli.
wrong, sir.
Deli Dalton, thanks for calling into Mike in the Night. I appreciate you taking the time to do that and watching our old stuff. I really appreciate it. God bless you, my good friend. We'll have you on in 3 weeks.
Oh, yes, sir. God bless you too, man.
Okay.
Keep your head on a swivel out there, everybody. Because, yeah, you don't really know. You just never know, man.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one, Mike.
You too. All right, that's Dali Dalton on Mike in the Night. Thank you so much for giving us an update on what's happening in your neck of the woods. Look at these beautiful images of Portuguese Africa. Look at that. And they deem the Portuguese as criminals and this, and they got to get them out. They brought over Catholicism. They're dangerous. Yeah, who built all this? The Portuguese built all this. They built all of this in Portuguese Africa. And then the IMF needed to come in and straighten things out. Now the country looks like a big piece of shit. You could find videos on it today. Doesn't look like it's Portuguese run anymore, eh? So if they want equalism and this and that, why did they not allow these people to exist? Why did they have to wipe these people out? Why? If we're equal is equal, this, equal that, equal rights, this, that. Why weren't these people allowed to exist? Why? Yeah. Bullshit. Yeah. All right, let's get our next... You are tuned into Mike in the Night. All right, who else is here? Someone saying, awesome rant there before the first caller. Guys, take some of the... Download the show. You could go to Rumble and download... You could go to a lot of platforms and download the show. Cut out the rant. Paste it on your own. I'm not going to say it's mine. Reuse this shit. Reuse it all. Get the word out. Get this word out. A lot of the stuff we talk about on here is more personal, and it's really not really talked about in too many other avenues. So if you want to clip shit out, go ahead and do so. Put it up anywhere. People are using my videos. I think it was Paul PS10, PDS10 in the comments, saying that he shared a screenshot that people are viewing my videos on Reddit. And I didn't think you could watch videos on Reddit. I thought it was just a blog. And then Supreme Canon set me straight and said, no, you could see videos on Reddit. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Right? So yep, PDS10 is saying they're not hiding it anymore. They're just watching us sit back and do nothing about it. Yep. All right, let's see who else. Guys, we are approaching close to 800 viewers, guys. I'm not bragging. It's just we never had this before. In 633 episodes, we've never had this. Ever. Ever. All right. Okay, guys, I got a small lineup of people, of callers that want to call in. If you guys want to just quick message me, Real Mike Martins. And here, I'll just plug in my Instagram here. I'm just going to plug my Instagram in here real quick, okay, guys? All right, copy. Having troubles copying on this mouse here anymore. Boom, there's the Instagram. If you guys want to add me, and go ahead there and add me, and we could become acquainted, so to say. I talk to all kinds of cool people from all over the world. I got a gentleman on from South Africa that wants to come on the show. You know what? Let's wake him up. I don't know. What time is it? Could someone check for me right now what time it is in South Africa right now? If someone could message me, please, and tell me what time it is. Is it in Johannesburg right now? All right. Let me see if I could find this person. See if I could find this person, guys. Give me a second. I just got to let me just give me a second. I'm going to see real quick. Man, I want to call Sandy. I see Sandy in the comments. I haven't spoken to Sandy in like a long time. I haven't spoken to Sandy in so long. So I'm just going through here really nicely, taking my time, and seeing if I could find that gentleman from South Africa that wants to come on the show. And apparently he has his own social media presence, and apparently he's very famous in South Africa. But for some reason, I can't find the man's, can't find him. Here we go. I found him. What time is it? Someone tell me what time. 5:19 in the morning. All right, hopefully he sees that I tried calling her. He wants me to reach out to him. He's desperate to come on. He's been desperate to come on the show, but the timing is so off when we do this show. And he's been wanting to come on to Mike in the Night for the simple reason of something major is happening in South Africa. Quite a few things. He'd be interested in interviewing us. I just told him I'm not going to interview him. I want him to report to us, right? So, PDS-10 in the house. PDS-10. Yeah, bro's probably asleep. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll try. What time is it here, local? We will try. We try in a bit. We could try calling him back at 6:30 his time. It's Mike in the Night, the voice of the Commonwealth. You know what? Let's get Lenny Poo on the show. I think she's still watching. I don't know if they're still killing white farmers there, because if they continue to kill white farmers, the people in South Africa will starve to death, right? So Sandy saying Dino Bravo next time. I feel like I'd be boring. No, Sandy, you're not boring. Everyone's got a different perspective on stuff, man. We got to get Black Powder Bill back on the show, too. I need to get Black Powder Bill on the show. We haven't had him on in a while. I really would like to speak to him. I don't know if he still watches the replays of the show, but it'd be nice to talk to him. I'd like to talk to Black Powder Bill. Yeah, everyone is saying we love Sandy. That's Rumble chat. So, guys, if I'm reading a chat and you don't see it in your chat box, it's not because I'm making it up. It's on another platform. That's it's another platform, right? So, I want Paul da Silva to call in. That's what I want. If Paul da Silva could step outside for a cigarette, what time is it where he is? 7:30, 8, 9, 10, 7, 10:30. It's 10:30 there. It's 10:30. Oh, Ricky Spanish. No, Ricky, we had you on last week, buddy. Ricky Spanish is trying to call in, but we had him on. Yeah, we had him on last week. Guys, try to rotate within 3 weeks. Regulars. Try to rotate 3 weeks, okay? Just give it 3-week break. Just so we can get a little bit of fresh blood into the show, right? Yeah, it's nice to hear other people's thoughts and views. That's what this show's about, I say. That's what the show's about. But, yeah, Ricky is awesome. Of course Ricky Spanish is awesome. Junkyard Dog. Yeah, you know, I don't know where the hell Junkyard Dog is. Let me see. The last time he sent me a message was a whiles back, like 2 weeks ago. I think last time he called me, I think last time we spoke to Junkyard Dog, he got locked in the truck of he got locked in the trunk of some Cadillac somewhere just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and they had to pry the trunk open to get him out. I don't know, something like that. And yeah, so all right, we got Kelvin James here from Australia. Good day, mate. All right, let's call I want to know what the heck is going on here. So let's call Sandy and maybe get a little bit of a perspective on that. You are tuned into Mike of the Night. 633.
Hoping one day you make a dream last. The dreams come slow and they go so fast. Well, you see her when you close your eyes. Maybe
Sandy, you there? Hello? Sandy?
Oops, can you hear me?
I can hear you now perfectly. How are you, Sandy?
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm okay. How are you doing?
Oh, you know how I'm doing. You win some, you lose some.
That's for sure. I've been keeping pretty quiet since mom passed. I just been going through all her stuff and it's hard, but I'm getting it, keeping it going.
Guys, for people just joining the show, Sandy lost her mom not long ago, and she's going through a really tough time.
Yeah, and it's getting a little easier. I mean, it wasn't unexpected. And at least she was in the home with me, which was really great. I was with her, but it's an intense, heavy experience. But I feel grateful for it.
It's a life experience, right?
Yeah. It's just how she goes, I guess. But yeah, and my son says he's going to look after me when I get old. I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine. But anyways, yeah, so I was pissed off today. I can tell you that story.
Go ahead. Tell us what's going on.
I went to the grocery store. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Everything is so expensive. I like literally was putting stuff back and I was just very frustrating.
Yeah, that's just a common thing. Sandy, you've been following me for a while. Didn't you watch my videos? Food set the skyrocket near a city near you like 5, 8 years ago.
Yes, I knew it was coming because of what you have told us all this time. I know all this is coming, but it still sometimes it really gets to me because I just start thinking, how is everyone eating? And I know everyone is not eating. It just yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
So the Canadian proper is being priced. See, my mistake is in 2012 when I made the video that people will be priced out of food by 2020. I didn't
Yeah, and
expect. Yeah, I was off by a few years. And then 2020, but
you were close.
2019, we're already seeing food bank usage skyrocketing and protests on the street. And then they pulled the trigger on the pandemic and shut it down, right?
Right. And now look at it. The food banks are running out of food.
Yeah.
There's so many people at the food banks, right? So I mean, what's going to happen? We all know what's going to happen when people can't eat. I don't know.
Are you noticing an uptick in the food bank in your area?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been trying to donate a little to the food bank when I can, but I don't have a lot either, but it's yeah, it's a lot. And they're considering in my small, tiny little town that never had a homeless person in it until after the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Plandemic, pardon me. God.
Did they ship
And
bombs up from Vancouver and other cities?
yeah, they do, but they tend to house them. They used to house them in this like there's one town close to me. There's two I'm in between two towns, right? One is a hipster town and there's always homeless people there. It's just they were camped out on the city lawn and I mean it's just like that. The other little town is a working class town, Doukhobor town, and there was never homeless people there. It's a smaller town than the other one, and the people were always housed right away. But then it just got to be too much, and then they ripped down one of the old hotels where some of them were living in there, and it's just gotten bad. And now they're considering a safe injection site in this little town.
Interesting.
That is not a good thing. Yeah. Do you guys have one in Merritt? Do you have a safe injection site?
I think there's one at some hotel here where they're using the hotel as like a homeless shelter.
Right.
Yikes! Yeah, yikes! Yeah, and this and the so I have a two. Some people argue 3 stoplight town. I mean, whatever, 3 stoplights. Who cares? But the food bank usage here is because I see the lineup from the food bank, but sometimes I think the lineup is going to the bank before the bank opens, and I'm like, oh no, they're not waiting for the bank to open. The bank's been open for an hour. It's the food bank line going all the way around the building.
Well, yeah, people cannot afford this shit. It's crazy. It's
Right?
crazy. And the thing with this safe injection site in this tiny little town, well, Castlegar, anyways, they had a drop-in center for the homeless, right? And the mental health. And it was a nice little drop-in center for people to go and have a coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
And they shut that down. So now they want just a safe injection site. So there's nowhere for anybody to go that isn't an addict, right? Any of the homeless. But there's going to be a safe injection site. But I just saw recently, EB has decided that now safe supply isn't such a great idea, and maybe they're going to look at doing something different, right?
Oh, you don't say, eh?
Yeah, after how many deaths and
How many Canadians died? How many Canadians
Canadians
died?
have
The Chinese didn't die from it because they're bringing it in.
No.
They're bringing the fentanyl. And you notice how in Canada, how they go after all the other drugs except the fentanyl in from China? They don't touch that because that's being protected. Carney's protecting CCP interests. And back in 2022, when I said a man named Mark Carney will become your prime minister, he's a perfect fit. He'll protect the Chinese communist interests, and he was involved with bringing in trillions of dollars under his watch with Bank of Canada, and he went to the Bank of England and did the same shit and laundered trillions of Chinese dollars over there.
and they didn't want him, and then we got stuck with him.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, you saw him coming a mile away. I didn't know who he was until you were talking about him.
right, but then
And
people unsubscribed me when I said he's going to be our next prime minister, and they're like, I have no faith in you, Mike. Why are you bringing people up that have no business being in politics? I'm like, no, he has to be. This man needs to. And I was saying too, Canada's wet dream is to get that Indian lady as prime minister. Canada's ultimate wet dream. Remember that?
Anita Anand.
Yes,
Her?
that would be Canada's ultimate wet dream to have her as
Yeah.
as prime minister. But no,
Yeah.
Mark Carney definitely is what Canada needs, is what China needs, right?
Yeah, and what the globalists want, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. So this is what we get stuck with. And
Yeah.
you see him saying saying at the meeting with China there, the new world order, like that.
I've been preaching that
I
for
mean,
over
it's
10, 15 years now.
I know. Why would I laugh though? It's just funny. That's probably because because I listened to your show.
It's
Yeah, it was
yeah, it's just like
good
the
stuff.
former prime minister of New Zealand. She
Oh,
resigned.
Jacinda?
She
Jacinda
resigned,
Ardern, that one? Yeah.
and now she's worked for the WEF, right?
I'll tell you, Mike, when she was first in power, I thought there was hope for her. I thought she sounded pretty good, and then COVID or Convid came along and holy crap, she went full dictator.
Yeah, I guess she started her her career with what, 12 grand in the bank account, and then she walks away with 12, 14, 16 million dollars. So,
Wow. Nice payday.
yep.
My dad always said, Sandy, why don't you go be a politician? I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you really want to make money, there you go.
Yeah, you want to make money, you got to be a politician.
That's right. That's what my dad said.
There's a lot of
That's
honest
bad.
there's a few honest people out there that are really trying to make a difference, though. But it's
I
just
agree.
the
There are some good ones.
overshadowing of all this garbage that's out there.
And they don't allow the good ones to get up into any positions of power, right? They just don't allow it. They have to have their guy.
If I
Always
could
the
have,
bankster's guy.
if I could pick the president of the United States, I would have Ron Paul. And if he's too old right now, Rand
Yeah.
Paul, Ron Paul or Rand Paul would be president. That if I had to pick America's president, Ron Paul or Rand Paul, one of the two.
Right. I like Senator Kennedy. He's kind of cute. He's adorable.
And the other guy there from DeSantis from Florida, I'd have him
Yeah.
as president if I had a choice, right? Of the
Yeah,
pick.
he has done some awesome stuff. I mean, he did some awesome stuff during COVID for sure. DeSantis. I was like, wow, we should all move to Florida. We should get him and bring him here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't trust any of them anymore. I mean, how could you, right? How could you trust any of them? How could you trust the media? How could you trust any of the institutions, the doctors, the this, the that, right? It's all gone. It's all fake, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just got to do the best we can, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just plugging along out here. There's no snow, Mike.
Yeah, it's gone. The snow's gone. We only get 2 or 3 snowfalls where I live. We get 2 or 3 snowfalls in the whole year. That's it.
We get 4 to 5 feet a year. We have no snow.
Yeah. We get one, 2 snowfalls, maybe 3 in the whole year. So I don't know if we're gonna get any more snow. So.
But it's strange here not having snow because we always have snow. But we don't this year. But there's lots up in the mountains apparently, but just not down in the valleys. It's been it's a little strange.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a winter here without snow. It's a first. So we should have an intense arson season this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they're ramping up for fire season, right? They're ramping
Yeah.
up for arson season. Sorry, let me correct myself.
Yeah, arson season. And they'll be yelling about droughts. Even though there's lots of snow in the mountains, right? They're always yelling, drought, drought, drought. And then what they did is they emptied the dam and they killed a whole bunch of fish, but they had negotiated poorly with the US and let out all the water, right?
Yeah.
So it was nothing to do with the drought. It was them mismanaging the dam levels, right? And they killed all these fish and
Yeah.
convinced people the end was near and crazy. It's crazy.
So somebody just messaged here on what was it, on Rumble? They said, "I love Mondays now," or "I like Mondays now because it's Mike in the Night."
Mike in the night. Yes, it sure is.
Yeah, Mondays are good for Mike in the Night. I feel it's good. I feel there's
Yeah.
nothing happening around the house. There's nothing. There should be nothing happening on a Monday night in your house. You know what I mean?
Nope, my house is very quiet. Yeah, it's a good night to have it, really. I was so used to it being on Saturdays. Sometimes Mondays I get busy doing stuff and I forget, oh shoot, it's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting the hang of it. I was a little bit late today. I was in town.
Right on.
Yeah, so yeah, so everything is okay around here. I'm still waiting for the my mom's estate to go through probate, which could take forever. So
Oh.
everything is kind of up in the air, right?
Oh.
Yeah, but you just
Oh.
gotta hurry up and wait.
Yeah, it will come. Everything will come in time. Everything will. Just give it time. Everything will come together like a puzzle.
I'm just hoping the whole system doesn't collapse before I get it all sorted, but I
Mm-hmm.
guess I can't really pick the time when it's all gonna go. Have you thought more about what you're gonna do, Mike? Do you think you'll leave Canada or
Well, I'm just waiting for because unfortunately my it's hard to convince my mother because she came to Canada and bought a house for 40 grand and paid it off in 4 years. So Canada is the place, right?
for
And
sure? Yeah.
and my wife is from the Philippines, so she came to Canada, and then there's a stoplight and a public garbage can, and there's a sewer system. She's made it in life, right? So
Right.
so now for me, I have to kind of like to make them realize that this could become. Remember that city in Portuguese Africa I was showing you how beautiful it was.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
That was beautiful too at one time, and they had sewers and stoplights too,
Right.
and it turned into a piece of shit. And that's what
Yeah,
Canada's going to become too, right? And that's why I
I
keep
know it.
preaching to people like this is going to happen here.
I know it scares the hell out of me, but I can't go anywhere. I don't have the kind of money required to move out of the country.
Yeah, no, I
That
understand.
seems like an expensive, so I'm here for better or worse. And I'd like to get my son out if I could, but
How old's your son?
he's 32.
Is he married?
He has a fiance that he lives with, yes,
Okay, okay,
for all intents and purpose.
yeah, okay. Because if he wasn't and he was single, I just send him over to the Philippines and get married, or go over to somewhere in the States, and whatever he does for work, go do that in the States illegally if you have to, and then just marry somebody, find someone to get married, right?
Yeah, yeah, but he has a beautiful partner, so
Yeah, no, 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 no.
and
I'm not
he
saying to break up
he
anything, but
could.
I'm saying,
No, of course not. I know you wouldn't do that. But I mean, he could do great in the US. I know he could, but I listened to what you went through there. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know if they'd let him stay, right?
yeah, that's the thing. How white is he? Is he like a little bit shade? Is he a little bit tanned, or is he white, white?
Well, he does tan well, but he's white like me. He looks a lot like me. Same hair color, greenish brown, greenish eyes, greenish gray. He's
Yeah,
not going to pass for anything but a white kid. No,
yeah, yeah. Because it doesn't check
no,
all the right boxes, right?
no, no.
Anyways, okay, Sandy. It looks like we may have another caller here on the
Oh,
show,
good.
but
Okay, Mike. Well, it's good to talk to you.
it was so good to catch up with you, and stay strong. And
I sure
we
will.
will pray for you, Sandy, to get through this. Okay?
Thanks. It was nice talking, and I love all you guys. You are the best audience on Earth, or the best 100-man army on Earth here. All
Yes.
right. Peace.
God bless. Bye.
Bye.
All right, that's Sandy, and giving us an update in where she's at. And a good takeaway from that there's a lot of good takeaways, but one major takeaway from that conversation is the food bank is skyrocketing in her neck of the woods. So food bank is skyrocketing, and yeah, food bank is skyrocketing. Okay, guys, you guys know how to contact me. Just go ahead and contact me if you want to come on the show. Just add me on Instagram, Real Mike Martins. There's nothing special to it. Everyone says that STP is in the show, Steve the Plumber. And if he wants to call in, just just message me right now on Instagram. And I'll go into my hidden requests here, which I am right now. And I'll see if I could find you. And then if you're here, because I don't have a lot of hidden requests, You could go ahead and call into the show. Tupac is here. How you doing? Yeah, the food bank situation is going to get much worse, and the food bank is you would think like a small rural town in rural Canada in the mountains. You'd think everyone, nope. Once they started bringing the Indians into our town, and I'm not talking about native Indians, the Indians from India, they work in all the fast food joints, so none of the high school kids could get a job, or post-high school kids are dropping off resumes at my store. And I'm like, why aren't you working fast food somewhere? Why aren't you working somewhere, at a hardware store? Why do you want to apply here? It's like, well, they're not hiring white people there. And I believe the kids when they tell me that they're not hiring white people, right? All right. Okay, let's see who we can get here. Steve the plumber. Are you there? Steve the plumber has been, man, he used to call in 2014, 2015 on trends in the housing market. We used to do trends in the housing market back in 2014, 2015. Right? Yeah, if high school girls work with them, they harass them. Yeah, if high school girls get hired with a bunch of East Indians, they get harassed all the time. I've heard that from multiple people here in town. So it's really shifty that the Canadian proper can't work in the buildings they built. It's really fucking weird, is what it is. Yeah. I haven't had Tim Hortons in 2 years, 3. I think the last video I made, Morning Coffee with Mike, with you guys going through the drive-thru at Tim Hortons, was maybe 3 years ago. 2021, maybe. So Steve the plumber doesn't have Instagram. Sorry, bud. That's the only way you could call into the show. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, there's over 1 billion people on Instagram, and then people want me to use these weird to call into the show. And I'm like, I have no followers on there. How am I going to get people to call? I have over 160 or 150,000 followers on Instagram. It's not that hard to find people on Instagram, right? And the audio balances out real good on the show too. I remember Skype, we were having a lot of audio issues on Skype, but Instagram has been working pretty well. And if you guys have called in before, let me know if Instagram works for you guys, because it's been working really good on my end, right? Oh, we got Patrick. Oh my God. I was once your employee in Vancouver at the One Stop. Patrick, oh my God. I was just thinking about you a few months back. November, December. I was actually thinking about you. I was actually thinking how you were. I was actually thinking about some of the conversations we had together. Yes. Oh, I wouldn't say I'm thriving. I'm just getting by, just like every other Canadian on this, every other Canadian in this country or European expansion. We're just trying to get by. We're just trying to get by. Yeah, it's wrong. It's not weird, it's wrong. No, when I say weird, guys, or this is fucking weird, it's because it's Twilight Zone weird. That's what I'm talking about. It's Twilight Zone weird. Oh, thank you to the Mike in the Night model that sent me this in. Thank you. I had some model images on Mike in the Night, and some of them needed some upgrades on because the AI wasn't good back then. So look at that. Excellent model from Mike in the Night model here. Thank you very much. So people keep sending me in images for Mike in the Night, cleaning up the show a little bit, making music for the show over the years. But, yeah, Patrick, add me on Instagram. Call me sometime through the week. Patrick, if you get time, call me sometime through the week. I'd like to talk to you and catch up. I would really love to. Yep, now even the Mickey Mouse job's dried up, says, yep. No, I don't think this girl's, she looks like she's Chinese. Hey, I don't discriminate. Leave me alone. Small town white boy just trying to make ends meet. Yep. All right, guys. Who's going to call in to Mike in the Night? Guys, make sure you have your Instagram up and running. And the traction on Instagram I get. They just wide open 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I went wide open. They opened my Facebook and my Instagram wide open. Some videos I'm getting like 250,000, 500,000 views on some videos. It's like, really? I made way better videos than that, and then these ones are getting views? So, oh, Patrick moved to the UK. Oh, good. Maybe you can give us some insight on what's happening in the United Kingdom. It would be nice to hear what's happening on the ground there. Our UK listeners are it's like, what time is it? Like 3 o'clock in the morning there? So it's like, we don't get too much from the we get some Irish from time to time live on the stream and call in from Ireland, but yeah. All right, let me see if I could find okay, no, wrong one. Sorry, guys. I'm just the only technician working tonight. I'm the only technician on shift tonight here on Mike in the Night. It always is of me. All right. Buy me a coffee. Guys, if you want to buy your boy a coffee, we don't get paid to be here. There it is right there. Boom. And don't forget to join the 99 Cent Club here. If you want to join the members 99 Cent Club, join. And here's our Facebook. On fire on Facebook for some reason. I don't know why, but we're wide open on Facebook. I don't know why. But we're picking up so fast on Facebook, I don't even know how to answer it to you guys. And Real Mike Martins, I'll give you guys the link if you want to call into the show. Just add me on Instagram. And there, if you're on TikTok, get off TikTok right now. We have multiple videos that are being banned on TikTok because TikTok is play to play. And my stuff is blowing up on TikTok, and I'm not paying to blow it up. And so they keep banning my videos on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, go back to Facebook and Instagram. It's wide open. I think that there was a big lawsuit against Zuckerberg, so he just opened up Facebook again. And all of Mike in the Night, MikeInTheNight.org. If you guys would like to watch old episodes of Mike in the Night, you're more than welcome to go to MikeInTheNight.org, and you will find episodes, all the episodes going back. I got some from 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, all the way through episodes of Mike in the Night. All right. Yeah, no more U.S. aid. DY is back on my team again. No more U.S. aid. U.S. aid is finished. All these influencers that showed up after 2020 to tell you what you already know are not getting paid anymore. See, they're like me. They don't get paid. And guess what? They don't want to be here if they don't get paid. Yeah. We need Rick Silver to call in too. Rick Silver's been very active in the comments. And Paul Walker needs to call in. We had Anna Key on last week. Someone's saying, have you seen the snow Russia got this week? It's insane. They're calling it a snowpocalypse. That's exactly what it is, a snowpocalypse. But, oh, yes. Yes, so... Yes. All right. Okay, I'm just going through different chat areas here and see if there's any. Okay, I'm going through primary chat. We got general chat, Mike in the Night chat, and then we got our requests. And no new requests to call into the show, guys. We are hoping that Steve the Plumber makes an appearance so we could discuss what's going on, because he knows what's going on the ground there in the real estate market. And it's good to have him back, because I think we haven't had him on the show in 2 years. And, yeah, people are celebrating no U.S. aid for YouTube culling. Yep. Yeah. Okay, who else is here? Yeah, they're getting 7-story high snow drifts there in Russia. Steve the Plumber is officially working on creating an Instagram account. They're probably going to flag it immediately when here are people to follow, and you have all these leftist loonies there like, no, I don't want to follow these people. I need to find real Mike Martins. Sorry, Steve. You have been declined on Instagram, because if you're coming on Instagram to follow this guy, goodbye. Mouth of the South eventually will get Instagram because he's on Facebook. And Mouth of the South, when you post something on Facebook, it automatically posts to Instagram. If you get Instagram, it automatically... Oh, Junkyard Dog. It's Junkyard Dog. It's Junkyard Dog. Junkyard Dog. Yo, Junkyard Dog.
Buenos dias, Peckerhead.
Holy shit, it's Junkyard Dog. Where are you?
I'm at home, buddy.
Oh, okay, shit. I thought that whole fiasco you went through back in Atlanta held you back, or all the shit.
No, there was nothing in Atlanta. That was over here in Ontario. Ontariable. Yeah.
Did you get your license back?
No, I never got it back. Tomorrow I find out if I get it back, if they're going to allow, if I can get it back. It's just suspended, that's all.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen that are just following us, Junkyard Dog lost his truck driving license.
No, my whole license. They took my whole license. I have the physical card. It's just my license is suspended. I haven't driven anything in 2 months. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Buddy,
how do you feed yourself?
It's tough. It's tough, buddy. It's tough. But like we talked about, we've prepped. We're preppers. We've got lots of preserves. We got lots of 2 freezers full. You got you gotta have your shit full, because you don't know when you go down. Right. That's the main point right there. Mm-hmm. You don't know when you go down. You don't know when they close up. You can go into work tomorrow, and they got a padlock on it and say, sorry, your pink slip's here's your pink slip. See ya. And I'll tell you why. Just like, I've stayed in contact with my dispatcher. One of my dispatchers actually changed jobs. There must have been, I haven't talked to him. Something must have went on, but the one I broker for says that most trucks coming back now, it's to the point now where we're in a transitional phase of where freight is coming into Canada. Freight is coming in through the St. Lawrence, it's coming in through Vancouver, it's coming in through Halifax, Dartmouth.
Okay.
Up the St. Lawrence is going to be so Quebec City and Quebec. Figure out that Quebec is going to explode with freight hubs, transportation. European freight, Chinese and European freight, are no longer going to be coming through the U.S. up through Canada.
Okay.
So the 325,000 truck drivers that go to the U.S. I think that's the number they threw at us. 325,000 Canadian truckers that cross into the U.S. You can probably cut that in half or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's happening right before our eyes. Mark Carney government is they're making deals with. I think he was just in Europe. What, week or so ago?
Didn't he wear a tight dress or I saw a video of him. I think it was a video of him getting off a plane in China. He was wearing a short dress and he fell over.
I don't know. I don't watch that much TV.
Oh, he went there to tell China that your investment in Canada is good. The fentanyl's flowing, the money laundering's coming in. They're buying up mines. They're buying up oil mines. They're buying They're buying oil patches. They're buying everything. The Chinese are buying everything in Canada. And I kept telling America, wake up, America.
They're sending China. China is about to start sending their cheap battery powered cars that don't work where the fuck here in Canada.
Let me fill you in on something, little junkyard dog, that you don't know, that a lot of people watching this show don't know.
Tell me.
Did you know that the batteries that are made from in those electric vehicles are from a company that Mark Carney owns?
Oh.
My fangulo.
How about that?
Woo!
It all ties together. It just connect the dots. Follow the money. Remember?
The fucking dots.
Follow the money. Follow the money. Woohoo!
Yep.
No, I'm just gonna, it's like the Wild West. It's globally, it's like the Wild West. It's they've taken a page out of John Wayne or something, or the American Badass, and it's global now. It's globally the Wild West. It's a shootout. They call each other out into the street. You say your piece, you have your shootout, and then you friggin' decide what's happening with your government, your country.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Someone said the right thing in the Canada is China. Rick Silver said Canada. That's what how long I've been saying Canada is China. Mark Carney is Chinese. You don't have to look like a Chinaman to be a Chinaman.
Buddy, I had to get another bank account, and I'm telling you, it's exactly in both my banks. There's not one white European person in the bank working.
But guess who built the motherfucking building? Guess who built that fucking building? White Europeans.
Guess. So the two Chinese people at the bank that I just got into. I'm not gonna mention the bank, but
oh no, because you'll be debanked. So the bank.
Yeah, I can't mention. We're not gonna name call here, But the two Chinese people that set me up were telling me all about. They know. Because what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a long distance truck driver. I do blah 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 blah. And have you noticed that the freight's not coming back from U.S. to Canada? I said, oh yeah, we've noticed that. How do you know that? Oh, because we're the bankers, and we know the blah 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 blah, and it's coming. All the Chinese European freight's going to come in through the St. Lawrence, through Vancouver, through. I'm like, whoa.
I would have
Somebody
asked
shut
him.
the
I would have
front
turned
door.
around and asked him, "What the fuck? You're a banker. What the fuck are you doing in Canada? What the fuck are you doing here?" I would have asked him that. What the fuck are you doing here? There's 4 homeless Canadians outside that could read and write better than those fucking pricks. Why aren't they working here? That's the question I would ask.
Yeah, yeah. They want to build these homeless shelters for these guys. They're right here in Oshawa, down on I don't want to mention streets, but right down on the south end. There's they've got these. I don't know. The town must have built them, I guess, and it's for people that are homeless or down on their luck, and they can go there and get a
No, it's
shower.
for the
and,
white Canadian that can get no benefits because their parents and their grandparents fought wars and built this country. It's for those
Buddy.
people.
Yeah.
I'm fucking pissed. I'm a Portuguese, okay? I don't really have a
Buddy.
dog in this fight because I could go back to Portugal tomorrow. I'm a Portuguese citizen living in Canada, and we were never welcomed here when we came. We were treated like garbage, and asking my father, "What are you doing in Canada?" My dad's like, "We're working on the Sky Dome. We're working on the thing. We're working on projects. We're building banks. We're doing stuff." It's like, when are you going back to Portugal? Why are you staying in Canada for? It's like, you know what? Fuck you. We're building this fucking country. And then you deport a shitload of us in 2006.
It's on the evening news. It's on the evening news here where I'm sitting here drinking my tea, and they want to build faster homes. They want to build, but they never talk about where the businesses are coming from. But I want to tell you, if you do you have that Google thing where you can look down and see over top, like with the land pictures, like the actual ground, like a drone. Do you have that app on your computer?
It's just built in. It's on my phone too. It's on every computer.
Okay. All right. Well, anybody that's listening here tonight can do that. We took a drive. Like, we've had a couple drives, and so it's from Kincardine, Ontario, in that area, Highway 9, go down through Highway 9 to Highway 7, Orangeville, like follow the lake down, Chatham, and then go east. So that area, which was all beautiful farmland, there was horse farms, and there was a lot of farms there, dairies and stuff, and, chickens. And anyway, that's all been tore up. Just, there's a lot of it tore up from the Georgian Bay over to the 400 and beyond is all warehousing. I'm talking 2, 3, 4, 500 door warehousing. I'm like, what the fuck is up? And you don't see any trucks, and they're all sitting empty. I'm like, what in the fiddler's fuck? Or is this friggin' dope smuggling Doug Ford fuck doing up here, selling off this land for developers for all this fucking warehousing? Who the fuck is coming in here? What's their big plans? But you can see it. It's there. If you go north Oshawa on Thixon, Thixon. Look on Google Maps. Go north on Thixon. You're going to see an huge Amazon building. You're going to see about 6 great big warehouse buildings. And do you see any trucks in there? I don't see trucks in there, but they're like 2, 3, 500 door warehouses.
Huge.
There's no names.
Airport, eh?
It's not Canadian Tire. It's not Costco. It's not No Frills. It's not Safeway. What the fuck is it?
Maybe you should do some recon work for Mike in the Night, like you used to do when you were down in the South in the United States.
Yeah, I will start digging a bit, because like my wife's circle of friends, they're good with information now. Like
Paul Walker brought something up. Hold on, Paul Walker brought something up. It could be a data center.
With dock doors. With
dock doors. Well, you got to get the servers in and out, right?
It's not a call center. It's not a data center. There's dock doors. It's like taking your 18-wheeler and picking up and delivering. But what is it? Are they planning on shutting down warehousing in the city to get congestion out of Like, is that the plan? Like, I don't know. Or is this all something brand new that they're doing? It's just an eye saying what's going on. Why all this? And now no freight coming in. So is this the plan? Was this the plan? Mark Carney, liberals, was you guys planning all this? Was this pre-planned? I want to know. For the last 10, 15 years, since these bastards have been in, they knew that they were going to get fucked by the U.S., so they knew they had to fucking do something. They had to build the fucking
America didn't fuck
warehousing.
Canada. Canada fucked itself, and now America's waking the fuck up.
Right. It's too late, though, because the warehousing here in Ontario is built. They can withstand all the freight coming in the St. Lawrence and on coast to coast, because the warehousing in Ontario is already built with nothing in it. They knew this already, is what I'm getting at. This is pre-planned. This is pre-planned. They knew back then. There must have been talks 10, 15 years ago or more that Canada has to pick up be its own country. Or we're taking you. Or we're going to take you.
Canada's in a lot of trouble. And I've been saying this, I still remember back in 2012, 2013, walking the empty streets of residential areas of Vancouver, completely abandoned. And then you see those Chinese New Year, like, symbols on people's doors from different years, and nothing's been, the grass was uncut. And I'm walking around filming the areas, on a Wednesday or Saturday or Sunday afternoon, beautiful sunny day, 3 p.m., no barbecuing, no kids on the street playing hockey. Nothing.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, here's one for you. So flood Canada with a bunch of friggin', people from warm areas, sand lovers, warm areas. And so right now they're holding the fort down. But when the U.S. takes Canada, and they're warm-blooded, they like the warm too. Tomorrow, it's cold and windy here tonight. It's going to be minus 26, minus 30 tomorrow morning when I wake up with the wind chill. And we're only in Oshawa. Now, you start heading up to high level in Alberta or like northern Saskatchewan or something, I bet you it's like minus 55, 40, 55. So I've been up there when it's cold like that, trucking, in the truck, trying to hunker down for the night, not freezing to death. Praying to God the truck don't stop. Where are you going to get the people to go work the northern border, to go live north in Ontario, in Canada? You flooded a country with a bunch of people that run around on flip-flops and man dresses. You going to put them what's your plan, Mr. Man? What people, other than Russia, because Russia's full of cold, Like when we used to send our guys out, oil field guys, in 2005-06, our oil field guys would go out and pull oil out of the ground for Russia. Man, those Russian guys, they had like a tar paper hut, for their camps. So when you get done work, you go, you shower, you eat. Our guys had like a proper building, like a camp building, But those Russian guys, man, they barely had fuck all. Tar paper, a tent, and fucking minus 50. So who's prepared better to handle the cold?
Those are men. And like I said earlier in the show, if you were watching, everyone's saying, oh, China's got the technology. Who gives a shit? They're Chinese. They can't even drive a car. But if the Russians have the technology, or the Italians, or somebody, I'd be fucking scared. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's what we're getting at here. I'm part Italian. My father's Italian. I'm Ukrainian and Welsh. I can handle the weather. I can handle what you throw at me. But I did it when I was younger. But I'm telling you now, when I'm older, I'm not doing it. I'm not going up there in that cold and fuck around up there with frozen shit and ice road truckers and all that. Fuck you. Where are you going to get those people? Where are they going to come from? The Northern Passage? They're always talking the Northern Passage, the Northern Passage. Donald Trump. We have to secure the Northern Passage before Russia or China does. China's not going to. China can't handle the cold. I would put my money on Russia. Russia is going to have the technology to handle the cold up there. They're going to have the people, the cold, the whole fucking thing. These East Indians here, dead meat, man. That's just a meat shield. That's all that is. That's a scare tactic. That's a scare tactic.
Eduardo brought something up here a few seconds ago. Here, Spetta, wait a second here. Eduardo brought up, wars need supply stockpiled. So what if those warehouses you were mentioning earlier could be stockpile facilities for wars?
Could be. Could be the next phase of what's coming. But if they knew 10, 15 years ago that U.S. was going to pull the rug out from under Canada, then Canada, you better get your warehousing, because Canada doesn't have the truck stops, the warehousing. Canada doesn't have the trucking facilities for the truckers.
No. Those bathrooms look like they went through wars.
Buddy, they're fucking gross.
Did you see the truck stop bathroom in Portugal? I made the video.
Yeah, those on you've been through like Eduardo knows. You go to the en route. It's like you almost need a friggin' suit, like a chemical suit, to fucking go in there and so you don't catch nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
All right. So it looks like we got a hold of Steve the plumber.
Yeah, buddy.
We haven't had Steve you don't know who Steve the plumber is. I don't think you do, because he used to come on Trends in the Housing Market, and I think he came on Mike in the Night like in 2017, 2018. I don't think he's
I've heard of him, but I don't know him. He's not a regular in my book. I remember I heard you talk to him and want to bring him on and never can find him.
Yeah, we could never find him. That's right. We could never find him.
So let's bring him on, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to get him on in a sec. I just want to play that. Let me see if I could find it here. One sec.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm looking for something here. Stop. Here it is. So, guys, here's the truck stop bathroom in Portugal where I was at. So I'd like to show this to you guys here. This is the truck stop bathroom in Portugal. And I stopped in a couple of them to use the bathroom going north to south in the country. So look at that finish. Look at that marble work. Look at that's real marble. I even tap it for you guys. And the gold leafing and then the finish on there was just incredible. And the actual marble is solid. It's not like cardboard garbage. And very beautiful setup there for someone that needs to use the bathroom at a truck stop. And
yeah, that's a nice bathroom. I've seen that. You see.
Yeah, they were all over Portugal. Everywhere I was going, they were like that. It's like, holy shit.
That's
how is this?
Good, buddy.
The only thing that bathroom I think was missing was the crown moldings. I didn't see any crown moldings on the corners there on the roof. Because everywhere in Portugal, there's crown moldings everywhere. But that's a really nice setup for a truck stop for a person that's going through and is tired and needs you could eat your lunch in that bathroom, actually.
You just ask anybody that's on there right now. Anybody that could go to a truck stop, would you use that bathroom, or where would you rather go if you were at an en route or somewhere? Some of these shitholes, go outside, go to the bushes. It's safer.
It is.
It is, yeah. It's safer to pull your truck over and go in the bushes.
Yep. All right.
All right, buddy.
Junkyard Dog, you're the best, buddy. We'll get you on. Thanks for calling us and updating us. We'll get you on the show. I don't know, whenever you want to come back on. We'll talk soon, okay, brother? God bless you.
Yeah. Yes, brother. I'll get my license back, and I think I'm going to take even if they give it to me back here in the next week or so, or whatever's happening. I'm thinking I'm going to take the rest of the winter off anyway. Probably February, March.
Yeah,
taking it off. I'm taking it off. I'm having a reset. I'm resetting.
That's good to hear, brother.
I needed to, buddy.
We'll be here for you the whole time. Don't worry.
I needed to, buddy. I went off the deep end. I was taking matters into my own hands, and I don't give a fuck who was gonna like it or not like it. And tough out here now. Like, it's tough. Oh,
Yeah. All right, brother.
All right.
God bless you.
Thanks, brother. Bye for now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Junkyard Dog here on Mike in the Night.
We're not gonna hurt you.
And thank God he called in, because we were trying to get an update on him, on where he was at. And it looks like we're going to get Steve the plumber on. He's going to have probably a few seconds to figure out how to work Instagram. It's just like a phone. You could visually, and you could hear each other. You could just hear each other if you want. And yeah, good call to Junkyard Dog. And somebody was asking me earlier in the comments, what is my problem with Chinese and Muslims? Like, that's what's happening. If it was the Russians, it'd be Russia. If if Canada's housing problem was Russia, then we'd be talking about Russia. If America was pulling some shit, or Australia, or Germany, or Saudi Arabia, whoever, we'd be on it. I don't give a shit. Brazil's not up to anything that we know. Fuck. Europe is just falling apart. We know that. Are they destroying my home? Are they destroying where I live? Brazil isn't doing anything to me here in Canada. The Chinese are destroying this country with their money laundering and their one world order. And I don't know why he put Muslims in there, but, you know, he should have put, what is your problem with Chinese and Indians, would make more sense. Because then, they're taking over the jobs here and they're getting wage subsidies. If you take over a job because you're better than the other guy, that's different. But you take over a job because you're getting wage subsidies, that's bullshit. And I have a fucking problem with that. Yep. Yes, I've seen the price of gold and silver lately. Of course I have. We've been making silver videos. See, Eduardo was not watching my videos, and that's pissing me off. Because he would have saw my 2 silver videos, and he would know I know what's going on. All right. All right. So it looks like Gary Medeiros, I saw him in the comments. Okay, let's get
Maybe one day you'll understand why. 'Cause everything you touch,
You are tuned into Mike in the Night,
gonna die.
the voice of the Commonwealth.
Well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hit the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Staring at the ceiling in the dark, same old empty feeling in your heart. 'Cause love comes slow and it goes so fast. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve the plumber is no longer picking up the phone. Steve, what's wrong? You're not picking up the phone. Do you think the Chinese got to him? Do you think the Russians got him? Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. KCC is saying, hope Steve will update us on how bad the foreclosures are in the GTA. And for people watching this in the United States of America, it's not Grand Theft Auto, it's the Greater Toronto area. And good. So Mayo King's filling in the void here. How do I answer? Pick it up. Just pick the answer button. Click the button that says answer. Just click the button. that says answer phone. Let's try again. You know, you don't need an app to answer the phone, dude. It's just Instagram. That's why it's just so easy to use. Let's see if he figures out his Instagram here. He's online. I see him. He's green. He had to call himself the real Steve the Plumber because there is a Steve the Plumber in existence on Instagram. But this is not the Steve the Plumber. This is the... So, let's give him a few seconds here, and
JT.
we could
Where the fuck you get off talking to people about me behind my back going over my head? What people would you think I wasn't gonna find out? You said I'm bringing heat on you? I gotta listen to people because of your fucking shit? You're ordering me out? You better get your own fucking army, pal.
Yep. All right, let's see. Let's see if he picks up here. He's just trying to figure out. You wrong, Mike. It's Grand Theft Auto there now. Okay, sorry. I'll take it back. It is Grand Theft Auto. Anyone who got a cool million in the bank or mattress? Yeah. DY. It's been very active. Yeah, Steve has left the building. He needs a second. Yeah, I know he needs a second. It's okay. Well, we could wait a little bit here. And it's good to see everyone here tonight. I'm seeing a lot of old names here. Heck, I think I even saw Steve Stevens on here. I wonder if Kevin Thompson's here tonight to give us an update on this big condo he bought in Oakville, Ontario. And I'd like to know where it's gone, what he's doing with it. So, hey Mike, what's the best collectible right now? Nothing. Don't collect anything anymore. Don't get into anything for collectibles. Keep your cash. So, Shirley is telling us that she lives 2 hours west of the GTA. A lot more foreclosures in the last 6 months or so. Yeah, everyone's losing their shirt. Yeah, there's a button with a phone, and there's a button with a little camera, like to visually call somebody, and there's a phone, like a little phone, like an old-fashioned phone. It's right there on the front. When you go to the chat you're in, it's on the top right. It's right there. I can see it here. Let me see on my phone. Oh, I can't see it on my phone, but it's there. Yeah, junk silver is where everyone's headed at right now. Commercial real estate is going bust. Oh, yeah. Guys, I don't know if you remember. Let's see if I could find that. We did a very in-depth Mike in the Night back in 2022, where we were going over the acreage of commercial space that's being abandoned across Canada and America. And San Francisco was leading with the most. We're talking like tens of thousands of acreage space in offices in skyrises that are completely abandoned and empty. And then after San Francisco was Los Angeles, and after Los Angeles for office space, I think it was New York, and then it was Toronto, and then it was Vancouver, and then it went back down to Chicago, where they have hundreds of thousands of acres of empty commercial real estate empty. Right? All right. I don't see the call button or the button to answer. Well, we'll try him one more time, guys. And if he can't get it, then he can't get it. That's fine. Let's see if he can find the button to answer the phone. All right. He can't figure it out, guys. That's fine. Don't worry about it. So, that's fine. It's not a big deal. But we did have a very eventful show, guys. A very eventful show. And I'm going to go put my kids to bed. And how long? We've been here almost 3 hours. So, I am going to put my kids to bed. And wrap it up. Mike, move on. Send him my... maybe you call... Oh, Eduardo's calling me. Boom. Eduardo's here.
San Francisco was Los Angeles, and
Yeah, dude, lower the volume of the show. I could hear it.
Mike.
Yo.
Steve, if you're listening, to get on Instagram, press the home page on the bottom, little house, and then there should be a little triangle pointing up to the right. You got to press that, and that'll bring you into messengers. Then you can press the phone button.
I just go into my messages, and everyone has a little phone beside them.
Yeah, because you're working off a desktop app. You might be using a phone.
My phone
or an
does
iPad
that too.
something.
I updated my phone, and it does that too on the phone. I could just call somebody now on Instagram through my messenger just to call them like for phone right away.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if he's in Instagram, hit the home button, bottom left corner, and then you'll see about 5 icons on the bottom. There's going to be something like a soft corner triangle. Hit that. That brings you to the Instagram Messenger app, and that's where you'll find the phone and the camera icon.
Yeah.
Instagram trips me up too, Mike. Just putting it out there, and hopefully Steve will be calling in the next few seconds.
Yeah, hopefully he calls in. I'd like to hear from him. It's been a long time.
All right, later, man.
Well, you got anything to report?
There's all kinds of shit to report. But next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. All right, buddy. I'll see
Ciao.
you. We'll talk next week. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that's Eduardo there. And... Oh, okay, looks like Steve the Plumber tried to call me again. Hold on. Let's see if he picks up here. Come on, Steve. Oh, Eduardo's calling me.
Hello.
Steve, I've been trying to reach you. A lot tougher to get to the president.
Who the hell is this?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Better than I should be. Better than I deserve. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fine. Thank God you got this Instagram thing working, and I appreciate that because the audio works really good on the show, and almost everyone I know is on there. So, all right, report. What do you got for us, buddy?
Oh, what do you want?
Hello? Did we lose Steve? Oh, Steve hung up. Steve has officially hung up.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I could hear you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, what do you want to know, Mike? I'm happy to report on anything that I may be able to contribute.
Well, what's going on with the foreclosures? People want to know what's going on with was I right about anything I've been for prophesizing for the last 10, 15 years?
Yeah, you definitely were. I think the foreclosures, power sales, depending on how you look at things, where you are geographically located in Canada, especially in Ontario, Southern Ontario to be exact, they are going like gangbusters. You know, lenders aren't waiting. It's no longer private lenders or alternative lenders that are going hard and fast. It's your A and your B lenders, they're going in and they're not taking no for an answer. A lot of mortgage fraud is coming to a head. They knew there was a lot of shit on the books, and
we were preaching the shit on the books for years. Bad lending practices. Fucking back in 2016, 2017, bad lending practices.
Yeah, this was all about to come to a head, and then COVID hit, and COVID, basically just put a Band-Aid on this, and everybody got bailouts, and but a lot of mortgage fraud was kind of sort of discovered during COVID. People getting forbearance and extensions on their loans and everything else, and false return to work dates, and people, banks calling and getting verification that they are going ahead and getting a proper return to work date, and the bank will call the HR department or call the employer and
Steve?
Such date. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we lost you there for a sec. Speak up a little bit because you're kind of like it's a little muffled and low. I'm having troubles hearing you. I cranked up your side as high as I could go, but it doesn't go any higher. So repossessions, taking overs, and first position lenders are moving in. And
for sure.
Are they starting to call in the second mortgages yet?
The second mortgages are usually what the problem is. Lines of credit. That's what all comes to a head. It's when all those secondary and those alternative loans that people just had to take to kick the can down the road. Once those start to default, everything just trickles down. Because if you're only going to default on your car loan for so long, then it's your line of credit or your second mortgage, whichever way you want to call it. And then your primary loan, your first position is going to default. So it's just a matter of time until everything kind of sort of just comes down like a house of cards. And I hate to use that that phrase, if you will.
What do you mean hate to use this? You were on Trends in the Housing Market in 2016 talking about this, and it's getting worse, and it's getting worse, and they push this shit. And what did I say in 2017, 2018, 2018? They're going to have to shut shit down. They're going to have to pull the trigger on a pandemic, and look what happened in 2020.
Yeah, so the pandemic is basically what kept everything from coming, to a head to where it is today. This is just the beginning. Like, we are going to see some catastrophic things happen within the residential real estate market as a whole. We're starting to see it now. People don't realize how bad it is.
It's economic blood on the streets. And I already saw this coming 10, 15 years ago, walking the empty streets of Vancouver. I'm talking about residential areas in Vancouver, completely abandoned and empty. No barbecues, no kids on the road, nothing. And I'm like, this is going to happen right across Canada. Once the dirty money comes in and parks in the real estate, The governments and the real estate agents are not going to. They'll turn a blind eye and they'll take the money, but it's only going to last so long.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We should, you don't have to look too far to figure out that a lot of politicians and stuff like that knew what was going on and what was happening. We can quickly check to see when Doug Ford sold his house last. He is now renting something. Christopher Freeland, I hate that woman with a passion, but she sold her house, and then she decided to rent it for a bit. Everything has all been premeditated. They knew what was coming down the pipe. So it's, I'm not going to say we're going to see a collapse here, but if we don't get a proper trade deal with the United States in the next 60 to 90 days, economically speaking, we will be in for a world of hurt. I don't think these liberal idiots understand how bad things are going to get. They're just programmed, to think the way that they think. We can't just lose our biggest trading partner and expect everything to be business as usual.
Well, Carney is tripling and quadrupling down with China. They're bringing in more fentanyl. They're bringing in more. And I kept telling you guys, even before Carney came in, I said, Canada's going to start staging fake fentanyl busts to make it look like they're cleaning it up. No, it's skyrocketing. Fentanyl doubled. More money laundering. He went to secure more money laundering through our real estate. He's going to try and basically make every single European and Canadian that built this country homeless. That's the mission for Canada. Homeless.
Well, you hit the nail right on the head regarding the money laundering. The money laundering really subsided for a number of years.
March 2024 is when it stopped from China.
Yeah, I think that was when it really just officially came to a screeching halt. But for the last, I'm going to say 3 to 5 years, we've been seeing, things slow down. But yeah, I'm going to say in the last year to 18 months is when things, you're probably right with that timing. However, we have a situation on our hands where, we need that money laundering to come back, or a form of it. And if he wants to go ahead and say that, these EVs only represent 3%, well, you know what? If these EVs only represent 3%, then, why did China go ahead and make the deal? China's
because
just
the
not gonna
batteries
bend.
are made by Carney's company.
Exactly. Every single decision that man makes is all calculated risk for the purposes of his control and his holdings in Brookfield.
Yep.
And if somebody wants to prove me wrong, I'm open to the conversation. I really am.
I remember back in 2022 November, I said a man named Mark Carney will become your prime minister. He facilitated the Bank of Canada bringing in tons, billions of dollars from China, and he went to the Bank of England and fucked that up too, and brought over billions of money, Chinese money into England. And back in 2019, we even covered whistleblower states if the Bank of England stops laundering money, the world would collapse. And that's where we're at right now. And then the money laundering is stopped March 2024 from China. What is he going to do? Well, they're going to double and triple down on the fentanyl business now. They're going to double and triple down on the illegal casino rackets and the college scams they've been pulling. They're just going to go double and triple down. And Canadians are going to starve in the process. Canadians' taxes will go up.
I agree. We are going to start to see property taxes go up, and they're going to blame it on, remember I told you this, they're going to start to blame this, property taxes going up and a few other things, because the municipalities, especially cities like Toronto, are no longer getting all of those land transfer taxes because nothing's moving. The condo market is in an absolute free fall right now.
Yep.
It is like the loss of revenue is just catastrophic. So they have no other choice. They are going to have to, every municipality is going to have to do some sort of increase to the property taxes. And we're not just talking nominally here. It's going to be, almost like a separate cost as a whole to your property tax, because they are not making enough money on transactions because there is no transactions. Nothing's moving. The
Well, the
market.
Canadian proper can't afford to get into their own real estate anymore. It's been like that in Vancouver. It's been like that since 2012. In 2012, with the bidding wars and the Chinese bidding wars, they would overbid a house $400,000 to $800,000.
Yes,
Right.
I remember
So
that. Yep.
so that was already happening in Vancouver in 2012, and I was letting the world know, hey, Canada, America, wake the fuck up. This is coming. And then once Canada put that foreign buyers tax in 2016, 2017 in Vancouver, the Chinese went to Seattle and Washington State and Bellingham and Toronto and destroyed both markets overnight. In 2016, when Vancouver put that foreign buyers tax, Seattle, Washington, and Toronto got I made the video too back in 2017, in 2016, saying that this is going to happen, and they obliterated both markets overnight.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy with everything that's gone on. Yet we still sit back and we just take it. So all you can do is hope for the best and hopefully we get some sort of an election that we stop this madness, because this is going to end poorly for many, many, many people. And the over 60 crowd that continues to, carry on with this insanity and vote in the Liberals yet again, because it is that over 60 crowd that I promise you, Mike, the polls are out there. That's who's voting these Liberals in. And if this just continues to happen,
the Chinese voted to vote. The Chinese, if you watch some of my videos during the election with Carney, the Chinese were getting letters or emails basically to vote Liberal. You got to vote Liberal, and they're giving out pamphlets in Vancouver, little pamphlets with the CCP and the Liberal Party side by side to vote Liberal. So no, I'm not. The Chinese, the millions of Chinese in Canada vote Liberal. They always vote Liberal, right? Because it's in their favor. You vote Liberal, then you're with China, right? So it's kind of in their favor, right?
yes, that is correct. They've had sleepers and stuff like that, which I call that guy that Michael Mon. He just crossed the floor and did all those things. That was all calculated. That was all premeditated. He was at that Christmas party, and everything was great. And then literally he was still half drunk from that Christmas party. And the following morning, he woke up and he got a message, and he was told, "It's time to cross the floor. You're crossing the floor today." Otherwise, he would have never been at that Christmas party. He didn't wake up the following morning and say, "Oh, I just didn't like the food at the Conservative Christmas party. I'm going over to the Liberals." That's not what happened, Mike.
Yeah.
He was told to go over to the Conservative Party, and he wasn't told by anybody in Canada. This came from outside of Canada in terms of his direction.
Yep.
Whether or not that the funds were deposited into his account or not by that time, maybe shortly thereafter, but he was told to make the move, and he was compensated very greatly for that move.
Well, here it is, folks. Here's the video here I was talking to Steve about. Chinese to take over Seattle housing market. Amerifornia is coming. Vancouver foreign buyers tax. That was 8 years ago we made the video. And in my opinion, America will turn into California. That's why I'm calling it Amerifornia. Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, and the UK, and the blue states of America will be taken over by 2025. Now, there's the video, Chinese, and then you go to the video itself. There's the article I'm reading. Foreign buyers overlooking Vancouver, heading to Seattle in frenetic pace. And then once they put in the foreign buyers tax in Vancouver, the Chinese went there. There's the headline right there by the CBC for you guys to see that I'm not making it up. And they went in there and they absolutely obliterated. The Seattle housing was 170, 200,000 a house. After the Chinese were in there 6 months with the money laundering and the bidding wars, the average house went over $1 million. Like within months, it went over $1 million, and just absolutely obliterated King County and Toronto too. So
interesting, very interesting. But yeah, getting back in terms of the power sales and stuff like that, that's happening every single day. The banks, the majority of the banks took a little bit of a break just before Christmas, just after Christmas and the New Year, because they didn't want to come across as Scrooge. But that is going to continue to happen throughout 2026. and that's just a fact. There's nothing anybody can do with it. I blame the banks. I blame members of organized real estate for enabling these people. And unfortunately, they are Canadians that are going to get hurt here.
The
It's not
Canadian
just,
proper. I got the people
yes,
that fought the wars, the homeless people across Canada. Those are the ones that are going to pay hard. The people that are not homeless yet are going to pay hard. The people that, if you fought in a war in this country, or your parents or grandparents built something in this country, they're coming for you. Right?
yeah.
They're coming for the European expansion, and they're coming for the Canadian proper. They're coming for you. That's what they're coming for.
Yeah, we will see some extenuating circumstances here, and I think there are going to be certain things that are going to occur that will have to be so catastrophic for people to just call an election and get the liberals out. But I
The
think the
liberals,
damage
the
will be,
conservatives, nobody can do anything. There's nobody that's going to come in power that's not going to have a gun to their head. Period.
well, that's one way of looking at it. I think there is a lot of things that are going to be manipulated. The long and short of it is, regrettably, most Canadians don't have the capacity to get up and leave Canada. The smart money and the people
You
with
can't.
wealth have already
You go to
have already
America
left
as a
Canada.
Canadian, they won't take you. They don't want you there. I was there. I did all the application. I got a corporation to sponsor me. I had $32,000 in the bank. I had a place in my name in Fort Lauderdale. I had everything set up. After 5 years of paperwork and after a corporation sponsoring me and making sure I wasn't stealing an American's job, they told me to fuck off, get out of the country. So a Canadian can't even go to America, even if you get a corporation to sponsor. It's fucking impossible. So Canadians, for me, I'm a Portuguese. I go to Brazil, I go to Portugal, I don't give a fuck. I get out of here. I go to Philippines. We built a house in the Philippines. Go watch my house in the Philippines videos that I put on YouTube for you guys. My whole house we built for $7,000. And go check it out. Because, yeah, I'm fucking gone. I'm a goner. I'm gone. Right?
Yeah, I'm really sorry that you went through that. Things have definitely changed, Mike, because I'm actually in the process of doing certain things in order to have an outlet and a pivot from acquiring
Okay, here's the
a
deal,
business
Steve.
down there and a few other things.
Okay,
But,
let's make a
yeah,
pact right now.
sure.
You go ahead, you set yourself up, you do your, you're going to set up your business, probably whatever. Fucking sponsor me to come down and work for you.
Yeah,
Sponsor me. I'll pay for all the paperwork. And then once I'm in, I'll go do my own shit. I won't even bother you.
Well, that's very kind of you, Mike. Uh, we'll definitely have to have a conversation offline here, just you and I. And
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you
we
set
can,
up and you get down there and you see things and you say, you know what, I could use Mike down here. I could use some good old some of the good old boys down here, and I have no problem setting up down there, setting up my store, setting up whatever I got to do. It's just so hard to get in there. Americans don't understand how hard. They think, oh, Mike, just move to America if you want. I already tried, and I did it by the book, and they told me to get out.
yeah, things I have to tell you have changed drastically. Now, granted, a lot of people that I know that have been down there from Canada, I've either gone to trade school with, or I know that are in the trades. It also helps if your wife or your spouse is a nurse or some sort of doctor or in healthcare of sorts. Those are two sure tickets into the U.S., guaranteed citizenship within 3 to 5 years. As long as you you contribute to society and you're part of the participation factor. The legal aspect of things and the paperwork is pretty straightforward. And I know this to be true because I'm in the process of doing it myself, and I have many other people that I know and friends that have already done what they needed to do, and they're down there, and they're never going to look back. They were able to leave 12 to 18 months ago, and the only thing they regret is not doing it sooner.
Yeah.
Because you just can't get ahead in Canada.
You
I
can't
don't
make
care
it. My
where.
kids, I'm okay here because I'm kind of stagnant. I'm not kind of really going anywhere stagnant wise, but it's my kids I'm worried about.
Well, that's just it. It's not about you. It's about your kids, because your kids will probably never own real estate in Canada unless you help them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a number of different things that we can discuss. There are law firms down there that will assist you with even buying viable businesses down there. You don't just need to be, a skilled tradesperson. Yeah, I got 2 or 3 trade certificates, so I'm in a different aspect of things. And right now, a lot of Florida, Texas, Tennessee. Tennessee is just crying for tradespeople,
Yeah.
and it's
Hello, Steve. Hello, Steve. Steve.
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, you just
Yeah.
come back. You said Tennessee is crying for skilled tradesmen.
Oh, tradespeople, yeah, tradesmen, whatever, tradespeople, because there are females in the trade. So I just call, we just say tradespeople. But yeah, tradesmen, tradespeople, whichever way you want to call it. Yeah, they're crying
I'm old school.
yeah, that's fine. They're crying for the trades, and I think it's great. But at the same point in time, what a lot of people don't realize down in Tennessee, Texas, Florida, there are other states as well that that don't have state income tax. There is a federal portion, but there's no state income tax.
Yeah, I
So
told you
just
about
from
this
it,
before.
yeah, absolutely.
I
We've had
told
a
you all about these
conversation.
places before because I lived there. But the
Yeah.
problem is, for me to get down there, even if if the L1 visa is still available, I could see if I could open my store down there. If the L1 visa is still there, because I do send a corporate return every year anyway. So I do have a legit business that does make money, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting old, man. I'm just getting old, and it's catching up.
Honestly, Mike, I just think you should try to get some, do it, work as hard as you can right now. Do what you need to do, and you know what? You don't need a lot of money. You can go buy a sunglass hut down there. I think, Mike, you do well. I think you do really well. You can sell sunglasses, all day long, and that's a viable business. You're gonna laugh at me, but you can buy a sunglass hut for 50,000 or
Hmm.
80,000 US. You don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know if that's a guaranteed thing after 5 years, but you will get 5 years if you buy a business down there and you prove your case. Um, you will, you're a viable candidate. But again, it's the big thing is healthcare and trades.
Yeah.
So, in any event, you got to keep your options open. And regrettably, this could all be over tomorrow. I could lose all my business. Everything could go just stupid quiet. And then what am I going to do? Junkyard Dog was just on, and he said something that resonated with me. Everything could be shut down or shut off tomorrow. You need to have things stocked up and ready to go. Yeah, he lost his license. It is what it is, and that's unfortunate because that's his livelihood. If he's not in that truck, he's not making any money. So regrettably, hopefully he gets everything back. But unfortunately, that's where he's at right now. But he's absolutely right. It could all be done tomorrow. Business could slow right down for me, and then what do I do? I could just be sitting here and literally just be out to lunch and nowhere to go. So you need to have, a contingency plan, an alternative plan if possible. But a lot of people don't have the resources or the finances to do that. And it is really, really sad because I think Canada for the next 3 to 5 years is going to be a very difficult place to live and cease to exist for so many people.
Yeah. Well, they're coming for us, so.
It's absolutely terrible.
So, someone told me in the comments there that Mike could run a Somalian daycare.
Yeah, Mike, I don't think you really can. I don't take you for a guy that wants to move to Minnesota. I don't think you like the winters.
I wouldn't know. I don't know anyone there. I know if I know people in the States, I know people in Florida, and I know people in Texas. I know people in Louisiana, and I know people in Alabama, but I don't really know too many people anywhere else. I have some like family, like aunts and uncles that live in Massachusetts, Boston, and then I have the Mike and the Nighters from California, from Colorado, from all over the place, right? The Mike and the Nighters.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? In retrospect, hindsight's 20 20. I don't even, I think you could probably run that Somali daycare from Merritt, BC. Because I don't even think you have to be there, Mike. Yeah, I don't even think you have to be there. I don't even think you don't even have any kids there. I think you just need someone to cash the checks.
Do payroll. I'll do payroll for my little store here in Merritt.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. But yeah, how's business in Merritt?
It's fine. Business is fine, nice and smooth. I just get the odd problem with the distribution companies. I don't know, they just don't want me to make money. And if I open my business down in the States and move all my product down there, I could do well in the United States. I could do super well. And there's like 50 distributors down there that sell what I have. I could get competitive pricing. I could be more, yeah, it'd be a little bit different, you know? But, yeah, unfortunately, it's just, we're here and we're just trying to make the best of it. But they're coming for us, Steve. They're coming for every Canadian proper.
Well, how long, I agree with that. How long is it until you end up leaving to the Philippines? Aren't you building a mansion there?
No, I'm not building any mansions anywhere. I have here, guys. I'll show you the channel, guys. If you want to watch what Steve is talking about, you go to my YouTube channel right here. Scroll down, and you can see. Let's look at Portugal. Steve, watch my little Portugal series there. It's on the YouTube channel. Watch my trip to Portugal. It's really good. Food is very inexpensive. And then Philippines adventures. Who wants to move to Philippines? And then our $7,000 Filipino home, off-grid home in the Philippines. Go check out our $7,000 home we built in the Philippines, guys. And there's a huge tour of the house. You get to see the inside of the house, and there it is right there outside. Here I am inside filming the bathroom. And we're going to do some ceramic work to it. We're going to do some other work to it. So that's the bathroom there, and then from the back end of the bathroom there. And that's where we chop up our pork, our pig, because we buy a whole pig, right? And we just chop it up. And there it is right there. Lots of room. It's built so we could put a second story if we choose to. And we're like 3 minutes from the 3-minute walk from the beach. I don't want to be too close to the water, so that video is the next video. The walk to the beach from my place is all here in the playlist if you guys want to watch. 2-minute walk from my home. So I'm going to take a 2-minute walk from the front of my house, and there's the beach there. And it's very tropical. It's very nice. Oh, there's Kevin. There's a dog named Kevin. So there it is, folks. That's where I'm at. And let me see if I get the beach. There it is right there. And swings on the beach to swing. And just be there. On a desert island. I'm on a desert island, Steve. I'm on a tiny desert island, a fishing island. I'm not in the Philippines like you think I am. I'm like on a desert island.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Gilligan.
Hey,
watch those videos. I think you find them pretty amusing. Some of the walks I take on these off-beaten paths with no gravel, just walking through these man-made paths in the jungle, like Vietnam. Yeah. So
that's well, as long as they can't get you there, right? I don't think Carney, Kami Carney is going to come and get you there. That's for sure.
Well, they don't have a lot of reach in the Philippines, right? So.
Yeah, okay.
And then the extradition treaties are different, right? And then I claim I'm a Portuguese citizen, and then Portugal gets involved and says, well, why one of our citizens is being harassed, right? So,
oh boy.
Yeah, I could go many ways. It can go many ways, right?
No, I can appreciate that comment. Getting back to Canada as a final thought, and I'll let you go. I mean, I suppose if you didn't have a mortgage and you had, a couple of bucks in the bank, and you had a job that was, still paying you 80 to 100 grand a year, and you didn't have 10 kids or 5 kids, and your responsibilities were limited to a family of, 3 or 4, I think you could probably, still tread water while things go on here. But too many people have too much debt. And when you have debt, especially with large mortgages, and Mike, I'm not talking about, 2, 3, 500 grand. We're talking six, seven, $800,000 worth of a mortgage. And that's okay if you're making $300,000 to $500,000 a year as a combined household income. But a lot of people aren't even making half of that. So they're not going to be able to weather the storm. And we're just going to see real estate continue to stack up and stack up and stack up. Eventually, it will sell. They will have to sell these houses, but you're going to see price reduction after price reduction after price reduction, because the moral of the story is they need to find the greater fool. The greater fool meaning somebody has to sign up for the debt. Somebody has to be willing to go ahead and sign up for the debt, qualify for it, and then make those payments. So there's only so many fools and idiots out there. So that's my take on it.
All right. So many fools and idiots out there. All right. I don't know if you remember when we did trends in the housing market. I think it was in 2018. And there was this lady that took a secondary mortgage, or took a secondary mortgage out. No, a first mortgage out because her bank didn't want to hold her anymore. So she got a first mortgage through another lender at 10%, and the house was $1.1 million. And then me and you were talking on the phone. We were talking on trends in the housing market, and that's like 10%. That's like $110,000 a year in payments on a regular average home.
Yes.
And just interest only, $110,000 a year in payments, in interest only at 10% at $1.1 million house that you could buy in Lexingville or Kentucky or whatever for 50 grand. What the fuck?
Yeah, and unfortunately, that lender they saw the writing on the wall and they no longer wanted the risk, and that's actually happening right now. I think everybody needs to realize that, for many people, because there's 2 million mortgages, and I'm not even stretching it, Mike. There's 2 million mortgages that are up for renewal by the end of 2026, maybe part of 2025, but the majority of whatever's left is about 2 million, and that's coast to coast in Canada.
We warned about renewals when they raised rates. We warned about it. I went on a talk show to talk about renewals, and they're going to raise rates, and you know what they told me? That I was mentally retarded. They wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I think you saw that show I went on another channel. I think you remember that show.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, Lucky Sperm over there, Mr. Trudeau, said, Glenn, rates are at historic lows. That was a famous line that he said in his press conference when rates started to normalize, when he was challenged by a reporter. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Mortgage renewals are not automatic. A lot of people think that they're automatic, and for all intents and purposes, they are for most people. You don't miss a payment. You do this. You're a good little boy, good little girl, and you do what you need to do. But I mean, risk happens very, very fast, and regrettably, so many people don't understand that. Just because your 3-year or your 5-year fixed rate mortgage is up for renewal doesn't mean that your lender has to give you another 3 or 5-year term. They can basically give you a 90-day note or a 60-day situation. Could be 6 months as well. And just say, you need to find somebody else to take on this risk. You need to find somebody else to hold first position on your mortgage, because we don't want the risk. And that risk is usually associated with them finding out that you no longer are either gainfully employed, or your employment does not come anywhere close to the actual debt. In other words, you can't afford your house on paper.
Exactly. Calculate your TDS. How many times have you heard me say, Steve, calculate your TDS?
100%. 100%. And that's what's happening here. And they can do that in the background in a matter of seconds. And when your rate is going from 1.5 or 1.8 or 2.2, and it's jumping to 4.5, 5% at a 5-year fixed rate, your mortgage is doubling in terms of interest, and then some. That's going to do things. And, they pull your credit report, and all of a sudden...
Steve? Steve?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. What is the last thing that you heard?
Something about, because I was looking something up about mortgages renewal. So hold on, Steve. Hold on. I want to show something to somebody, to the people
Yeah,
here.
sure, let's do it.
Watch this, guys. I think I'm on the call with Steve on this one. No, I'm not. There's one here. Can't renew my mortgage. TDS don't fit. Rate hikes ahead affecting middle class mortgage rate wars. I was calling it 3 years ago. Homes are the new ATM machines. Second mortgages. TDS 9 years ago. TDS. What's your total debt service ratio? Explain how much I should borrow when buying a home. TDS and stress testing. Condo fees included. 8 years ago. Australia's mortgage prison is endangered. TDS won't fit. Unable to refinance. Rising rates 7 years ago. I have hundreds of videos that I'm warning people. Calculate your total debt service ratio by 1 or 2, 3% rate hike in your mortgage to see if you can still afford to buy food.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's intense. When was that? When was that?
When was that?
Yes.
Oh, there's videos there from 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
brought it up here for people to see visually what I'm talking about so they don't think I'm making it up. So
Yeah, for sure.
there it is right there. Yeah, food
Yeah,
is not
absolutely.
free. Canada's banking watchdog sets tougher rules for mortgage lending 8 years ago. Canada's economy is a pile of crap based off CCP money laundering. Massive defaults ahead. Canadians fleeing Ontario in frenetic pace. Ontario now is severely unaffordable. That was 3 years ago. Like so many Australian brokers destroying Australia. This just doesn't end.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. I'm just reading some of the comments here. And yeah, for the record, these lenders, they don't have to, they don't have to stress test you if you're going to shop your mortgage, if it's the same mortgage amount, so on and so forth, from one lender to another. And, there are things that banks don't do in terms of going ahead and checking to see, various aspects of stress testing. But make no mistake, if a bank actually goes ahead and sees that there are problems or there are signs, with the mortgage, they upon renewal, they don't have to give you, a favorable term like 3 or 5 years. Risk happens fast, as I already said on this call, and unfortunately, the banks, if they don't want to give you a mortgage, the lender no longer wants to extend you credit on your mortgage, they can basically not do so. People are getting debanked every single day in Canada. It's not talked about, but if the lender doesn't want to take on the risk, they don't have to take on the risk. There's nothing that obligates the lender has no obligation to renew your mortgage, ladies and gentlemen. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever.
it's even in the fine print that says that.
Absolutely. Once that term is up, they have no obligation to go ahead and extend that term or give you any other term whatsoever. They can just say, I don't like, the shirt you have on, Mike. So, Mr. Martins, we're not gonna continue on here. Here's your 90-day. Go shop it around, and you take care. Thanks very much for your business, but we don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
That's happening quite a bit here. And, they don't have to stress test you, but they can sure as hell go ahead and check and make sure that everything is okay. And as soon as they find out that, you have job loss or things have changed, they're going to go ahead and they're going to take that into, consideration before they sign up for another 3 or 5 years worth of a contract. Because in order for them to get out of the contract, certain things need to happen. And the bank can't just go ahead and say, you're 3 years into your 5-year term, we're done. Something has to happen where you have to go ahead and contravene some sort of that agreement. 9 times out of 10, it's usually missed payments, or what automatically happens, the mortgage does get called as soon as fraud is detected. As soon as there's mortgage fraud, the lender actually has an obligation underneath the Banking Act in Canada to basically go ahead and call that mortgage. They can't continue on. And as soon as they find out you lied on your mortgage application of where you worked, you're cooked.
Hold on, Steve. We got a tiny problem here. Because back in 2016, 17, and 18, we're doing videos where bank lenders were caught lying and creating fake pay stubs, creating fake income levels, fake, so their client could qualify for a mortgage they can't afford to get. We covered that on Trends in the Housing Market. You remember this. A lot of the lenders are at fault too.
It's called a Brampton mortgage.
The lenders are at fault too for trying to get their quotas or to get their commissions too. Remember?
100%. I couldn't agree with you more. That is 100% correct. So it's an unfortunate set of circumstances, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is going to continue to happen and happen and happen. And a lot of people are going to wake up one day and say, what do I do? And, I don't know how we're going to absorb all of these houses. But maybe they're going to go ahead and allow foreign buyers back in. Maybe they're going to allow, that market to be propped up. I'm not sure what
they don't have a choice at this point. Toronto, we could go back on videos when they started raising rates, and remember on Trends in the Housing Market around 2018, 2019, they were already raising rates to try and test the waters, and people were already losing everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
a 0.25% or 0.5% they raised rates, and people were already losing their shirts because they're over leveraged. They paid $800,000 for a 2-bedroom condo that you could buy in Alabama for $45,000. They're getting, people are not seeing the. It's really, really heartbreaking where we're at, Steve. It's really, really, really heartbreaking how a lot of people didn't wake up to the fact that they were getting hosed. And then now the media is training Canadians or people to hate Americans. Every time I talk to someone here in Canada about something or whatever, they hate America. Everyone hates America. It's like, what is your problem? And I'm like, do you watch the news? And like, yeah, I do. I know what's going on. I'm like, there's your problem right there. There's your problem. Everybody, for some reason here around me, they all hate America. And I don't know why they hate America for. So, I don't know. But
well, that's because, they watch the CBC, and I think that's their first problem. They buy they watch bought and paid for liberal propaganda. And if anybody wants to say otherwise, again, go ahead, try to change my mind. I promise you that the liberals are paying for all those things to go on, all those guests, and bash, the conservatives, because they are very, very, very worried right now. Because if election was held tomorrow, if the polls are correct, we have a neck and neck tie. And I don't believe those polls for a second. I think Pierre Poilievre is well ahead of carbon tax Carney there. And I think they're doing whatever they can. They're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars every single hour to go ahead and put this guy to shame. It's absolutely incredible. And don't even get me started on how, that comment on New World Order, every single bought and paid for liberal media funded outlet went ahead and omitted and beeped out and blurped out, whatever way you want to call it, that New World Order comment. Nobody showed that comment. You are aware of that, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny how they get rid of that comment.
It's funny how I made a video about that comment. Okay? It's funny how I made a video about that comment, and then TikTok took it down.
Oh, okay.
I made a video discussing that. So don't go on TikTok. Steve, go to my Instagram page when you're done. Go watch all my shorts on my page so you can catch up.
Yeah, I really should.
You can catch up to what I've been talking about so we could be on the same page here. Let me see if I could find that. So guys, on TikTok, this is the video here. It's discussing exactly what Steve is talking about. There it is on TikTok. Banned on TikTok. So if you go on Instagram, it's there. It's the Carney on a mission, that one there. And the NWO has been here the whole time. The NWO has been here the whole time. We just didn't see it. Watch those 2 videos on my Instagram. If you're on Instagram, watch those 2 videos. They're very important videos. So, anyways.
100%. It's kind of crazy, but it's really good to be back on here, Mike. I'd love to let another caller,
Oh, dude, I'm
into
going
the
to sleep,
show.
man. It's like, what time is it? What time is it where you are? Like 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, it's just after midnight.
It's after
Eastern
midnight,
Standard.
yeah. I gotta go put my kids to bed. They're still running around upstairs, and they got school tomorrow. And I got things. I'll be back next Monday, like I always do. Like, unless something happens. So, but I should be here next Monday. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, Steve?
Yeah, for sure. Have you spoken with Gary Medeiros at all?
Gary Medeiros, I spoke to like 6 months ago. He was looking for you. So Gary Medeiros, get on Instagram and follow Real Steve the Plumber.
It's funny how many people I have. Like, it's insane. I think there's like 50 requests. It's insane. I just checked. I've never been. Yeah. Anyways.
Real Steve the Plumber on Instagram. Go at him right now. You'll be a celebrity overnight, Steve.
Oh God, that's too funny. Yeah, I speak with Gary on a regular basis. I try to connect with him once or twice a month. He's a great guy.
Of course, he's a great guy.
I'd love to hear him call into the show, but so good to be with you, Mike. Again, thanks for having me on your show. You have yourself a great night, and hopefully we can chat again soon.
We will. Well. Call me anytime through the week on this Instagram, okay?
Excellent. Bye for now.
God bless. Bye. All right, guys, that was Steve the Plumber making an appearance on
CALLO
on Mike in the Night, and I really, really appreciate him taking the time and getting the Instagram, fixing the Instagram, and figuring out Instagram and calling into the show. It's not that hard, guys. Add me, Real Mike Martins. Please add me on Instagram if you want to call into a Mike in the Night. Yep. Yeah, Rule of the Law replacing the Rule of the Jungle. If you guys remember, George Walker Bush. I mentioned that in the video here. George Walker Bush. Guys, get off TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you're not getting the Raven won't get off TikTok. He won't come on Instagram. So we have multiple videos on TikTok that are completely banned. And that phrase that Lenny Poo message is right here in this video. And go on Instagram and watch me on Instagram. Watch me on Facebook. Facebook is doing really well. And everything else. I'm just giving you guys an update on where to find me if you want to find me. I appreciate it if you guys could. Guys, if you're watching this on Facebook, please share this transmission if you're watching this on Facebook, please. And just let's generate the the algorithm here on Facebook. We got up to 85 people watching on Facebook at the highest. Let me see. It's down to nobody now, but we got a lot of people watching at the beginning. So, yeah, just if you can, help me out that way. If you want to support the transmission, just go ahead and share something. And, yeah. All right, guys, I'm heading off here. It's Mike in the Night. It's time to wrap things up on this 19th of January, 2026, 4th week into the year. And that's it. We'll leave it at that, and hopefully next week we'll get Eduardo on. He wants to call in. I think Lenny Poo, if she has time, she could call in. We could get on. I want to get Paul on the show. PDSD, Paul Da Silva. I get a couple of new. Maybe Gary Medeiros could call in next week and make an appearance on Mike in the Night. All right, guys. Mike Martins here, signing out for episode 633 of Mike in the Night. Take care, and if you can't take care, stay safe. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.
You see her when you fall asleep, but never to touch and never to keep, 'cause you love too much and you dive too deep. Oh, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're